The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the beginning, the Maker formed the angels of the dawn, whose purpose was to carry the will of the Maker with creation. Humankind was our highest, finest, and ultimate creation.
We were commanded to love you as we love the Maker, but ordered to hide ourselves from you. When forced to choose between those two commandments, we chose love. The simple act of revealing ourselves to you was our undoing.
Our love of you led to revolution in the heavens. The merest caress of God's wrath was sufficient to rend the spheres asunder, leaving the world a bruised and battered husk of what was once paradise.
The first murder was man, and our noble warfare turned catastrophic. Thus began the time of atrocities. We ruled the world for countless ages, slaughtering the heavenly host and pulling down their prisons of stone and iron.
But in the end, it all came to naught. The race of Adam and Eve buckled from the weight of revelation and turned their backs to us. With the war lost, we expected destruction.
But the Almighty had a far more terrible fate in store. He condemned us to darkness eternal, an endless, empty existence devoid of purpose. In the end, our sacrifice was forgotten because history is always written by the victors.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Demon, The Road to Hell. I am, of course, the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
I am Smithrazial, and I possessed Vivian Ash.
And I am Arazeth, and I possessed Virginia Waugh.
I am Carsador, and I possessed Clark Miller.
I am Nubas, and I possessed Alice Elizabeth.
I am Trimdesiel, and I possessed Kathleen Stone.
Muted, Corey.
You're muted.
Sorry. I am Juliriel, and I possessed Michelle Mars Porter.
And when we were last with this choir of demons here, we started off with them sensing something, a ripple in time and space in the fabric of the creation. When they went to investigate it, they found someone had newly arrived, and their arrival was abrupt and traumatic and downright bloodthirsty. And after tracking this particular devourer down, they actually forced a deal with him to cause him to no longer be planning to murder everybody, at least as long as his true name is still true. But in the course of this investigating, Clark found out there's been other missing persons around the city. Virginia found out that there was a college student way too young to have died to a heart attack. At least it's suspicious. And then, of course, Alice found out that there was going to be a congruence in 3 days an event is going to occur where a woman is going to be kidnapped from the college campus. And this is where we're going to be opening up. It's the day after the events of last episode. And of course, since it's the day after, the players have gained back their faith. And now they have to make their plan. So I'm going to go around the table right off to find out what is everybody's plans for this day. We now have, from this day, 2 additional days. 2 days from now, it's going to happen, the kidnapping. So, Vivian, what are your plans for this Wednesday?
Well, I figured I would head on down to the school, see if I could get into the dorm room of this young woman who had had a heart attack and passed away. Maybe question some of her friends, see if I can find any information on that kind of thing, and go from there.
Okay, so you're going to be going to check on the dorm room. Virginia, what was your plans this day?
My plan is to go with Mars over to the medical examiner's office to check the body of the girl that died of a heart attack.
Okay, so Virginia and Mars are going to go check on the heart attack girl. Got it. What do we got from Clark? Any plans?
Honestly, I think if I'm allowed to, I would just tag along with Vivian, and then also probably before we went, like stop at a payphone and do a quick call to someone.
Okay, and then we get to Alice.
I think Alice would still like to go to the libraries with Kathleen, potentially, if that's what she's still planning on doing. At the very least, head to the direction of campus.
Okay, so Alice is going to go. Kathleen, are you going to go with Alice?
Kathleen would love to, but since she canceled appointments abruptly yesterday, she has to see some people today. And she also scheduled an emergency visit from the Richardsons. They're the parents of the child, the boy who's in the hospital. So she has to make sure that they are okay.
Okay, so Kathleen has to deal with the patients and go check on the family and the boy in the hospital. Okay, I'm making a note here, so I have everything ready. So we got Virginia Mars going to check with the medical. Vivian and Clark are going to go see if they can get to the college dorm. Of course, you're not sure exactly what dorm yet. You're probably going to have to wait for Virginia and Mars to give you whatever info they can dig up on exactly where this event occurred so that you can use that to go into the college. And then we've got Alice going to the library. So I think, and Kathleen, I think we'll start off with Virginia and Mars to check the medical examiner because that's going to set things up for Vivian and Clark, and may even give some additional info that Alice or Kathleen may want to check at various points. So we'll start with that. How do you plan to get into the medical examiner's area? It's not exactly a public place.
No, but her thrall is working there.
So you're going to get with your thrall. And let me find your thrall's name.
That's Yannick.
Which one?
Yannick.
Yannick? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
he's the assistant there.
you head over to the local medical examiner's, the morgue really is what it is. Though it's a city morgue, not the one in the bottom of the hospital. And of course, as you arrive, you've already told Yannick ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can get you in here, Virginia, get you whatever you need. You've got about 30 minutes before my boss comes back.
No problem. I do need to know where exactly, like what dorm, what room, if you have that.
I'll pull that up. Let me take you back to the room.
Yeah.
And he takes you back into the cold locker, which is where the bodies are stored.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes you down and he looks at a clipboard that he's got something written on, and he opens up one of the cabinet doors and pulls out, well, it's a toe-tagged body.
And
Said that her name was Barbie, if you'd believe it.
okay, Barbie.
Her last name's Vanis? That's weird.
Vanis?
Yeah, I don't even, that's an odd name.
Vanis?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very odd. But this is her. I'm going to go and watch out front. Hopefully my boss doesn't come back early.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Yannick. Appreciate it.
I'm here to serve. And he scurries out.
So, Delirio, I'm going to open the bag if you'd like to examine, if you can, what happened.
Sure.
And she unzips the body bag.
And you unzip the body bag, and you can tell that an autopsy has been performed. Now, they've sewed her back closed, but there was an autopsy because she was obviously too young to have died of a heart attack with no history of family history or prior history of any kind of heart issues. She was a young lady, 19, 20, looked like probably a freshman in school. And what power are you planning to use there? Let me guess, you're going to look into the eyes of a body and use Read Fate.
Read fate, yeah.
Okay. You are going to roll perception plus awareness to see what you get from it. We'll see what you get as you look into this dead thing's eyes, this dead body. Yep, perception plus awareness.
Awareness. Okay. 1, 2, 3, perfect.
And we shall see how far back you can look.
Can I-
What's success?
Sorry, target is 6.
6? 2.
2 successes. Okay, so what it gives you, the first success gives you the picture of the moment of death. So she was just sitting in her room. She was actually surfing the internet, looking up a local band. And then she died of a heart attack. Now, you had one additional success, so you can see a few minutes back before that. A few minutes before that, she met with a man, early 20s, definitely older than her. He had brown hair, goatee. He was wearing a raggedy, it was a suit, but it's not a good suit. Wasn't even really tailor fit to him. You're not sure what they were talking about because you could only look back a few minutes. But when she met with him, and you catch from the point of view of her telling him that that's enough. She has no interest in that, as she pushes him out the dorm room and shuts the door behind him.
Do I notice, do I hear any of the conversation at all, or do I
Nope,
just...
you only caught that part. Because with 2 successes, it only gave you a few minutes, not hours. So that's as far as you could get.
Storyteller, is there some way for me to discern if there was power used on her?
Yes, you can always attempt to use your ability to detect whether there was any kind of supernatural stuff used. It would be perception awareness.
Okay.
The difficulty is going to be 7.
I will spend a willpower for an automatic success.
So you automatically have 1 success. And then we'll see how many additional you get as you tune yourself to the supernatural origins and aspects of what's going on.
That is 4 successes.
4 successes. There is a residual of some kind. You're not quite sure. You know it's related to the lore powers and demonic powers that you can use, but at the same time, it's not. It's changed in ways that don't make sense to you. But it definitely is supernatural of some kind and at least somewhat related to the powers of creation. It's almost maybe corrupted or twisted somehow. You've never seen the like.
Okay, let's hold what we know. We'll talk when we get out of here. I don't want Yannick's boss to catch us.
And
Definitely.
Because I saw something, I'm sure you did too.
Yannick comes back. She was, the dorm, she was in room 402 in building 1032.
Thank you. Thank you, Yannick.
And from our report here, she had a heart attack, no history for it, but we couldn't find any drugs, any alcohol in her system. We saw no cause other than a heart attack. It's a medical examiner just listed as accidental.
Yannick, by chance, have you seen anyone strange around here?
No, nobody else has come. Her family's not even come yet. Unfortunately, they're not from in town, it seems.
Yes, with a name like hers. Probably somewhere else. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. I will pass that information along to some people that are looking into this.
No problem. Got a few more. Anything else you need before?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Thanks for not getting me in trouble.
Of course. And we leave out of the building, get back in Virginia's car because she swung by and picked up Mars to be less
Conspicuous in the tour bus?
with a tour van. Yeah. All right. So she goes ahead and does the demon cell phone to let them know the dorm and room.
You contact with what you know the name, the dorm and the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And lets everyone know that. And definitely, and she also says to everybody, and something strange was done to her. It's similar to our powers, but it isn't. It's almost like it's corrupted. I have no idea. It was definitely tied to creation, but it was different.
Corrupted? Like, how do you mean? The aura was off? Was it a different power?
The
Maybe-
residue was different.
Could you have done something similar if you wanted to?
No.
Huh. Bear that in mind, then.
Delirial, what did you see?
So before she had the heart attack, she was having a conversation with this man, very scraggly looking. His suit didn't fit right. He had brown hair. I wasn't able to catch what they were talking about, but she did not want him to be there.
I will tell you, whatever he did, there's just this, wrongness to it.
That's so strange.
I also asked my person at the ME's office if anyone had stopped by to see if perhaps whoever did this had come by just to make sure.
Storyteller, with occult, would I be able to make a roll to see if I have any idea at all?
I will always let a player roll if you wish to roll.
Oh, I've got some of that too.
I will let you roll intelligence occult. I always give that option. If the players wish to roll, I will let them roll. Difficulty on this one will be 6, but the margin is not that low, so you need a 6.
I've got 2.
2? That's not enough to beat the margin.
Oh, darn.
In this instance, yes, unconscious, that is the case.
I got 2?
2 is not enough.
Okay.
So. Now.
Do I know enough to know that it's just
Nope, you've never heard of anything.
Okay.
You've never felt or heard or any tainted version of the powers of creation. It's either the power of the creation or it's not. There's no tainted form of that. Even the fallen angels during the war of atrocities were not using corrupted or tainted power of creation. You were still using a limited form of creation itself. This is very odd.
Well, and she basically gets out of the demon cell phone and says, I need to get ready to start work, but I'll drop you off at your place.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Okay.
And now let's flash over to looking at what we've got going on. About the same time this is happening, let's have, I think we should cut over to Alice in this case because Vivian and Clark were waiting for the information on Barbie. So Alice is going to go to the library because Kathleen's going to check on the family. So Alice, what is your plan? You do know which library is closest to the college. There's actually a rather big one right by the college.
Yeah, so Alice is gonna, as she's leaving her place, she's gonna pick up her small, like, camcorder,
Okay.
and take her motorcycle over to the library.
Okay. And as you're riding over to the library, traffic's busy. It's early in the day in Chicago, but it's not too bad. Hasn't gotten the full heat of the day. And as you pull up to the library, thankfully there's motorcycle specific parking, so you're not driving around looking forever for a parking spot. And as you come in, what is your plan inside there?
So, I...
If you want, we can start off just to make it, see if you notice anything odd in there. You can always go with a perception alertness.
Yeah, let's start with that.
Okay. And difficulty will be 6, of course, because we'll use the default for that one.
You said 6?
Yep, difficulty is 6.
4 successes.
4 successes, that's pretty good. The library is not as packed as you would expect it to be, given it's right by the college, which strikes you as somewhat odd. You're not quite sure why. But as you're moving through it, you do notice that, and you're looking around, where you would expect to find what little occult books are in a library, there are none. No occult books. There's spots on the shelves where you suspect they may have gone, but there are no occult books on the shelves right now. None at all.
Seeing none, she's probably gonna... I guess at that point, this is showing my age a lot, I'm sure. She'd have to go to a librarian to see if they were checked out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. She'd go to a librarian.
How can I help you, ma'am?
Hi, I'm looking for some books, and it seems like they're missing from the shelf. I was wondering if you could tell me if there are any books on the occult. I'm doing a research project.
1 second, please. Let me pull up. And, I mean, it's 99. There are computers. They're not very good, but there are computers. And she taps away at the mechanical keyboard for a minute or two. Yes, they're currently all checked out. Showing they're supposed to be returned. Most of them looks like next week. So if you'd like to put a hold on any, if you know any titles in particular, otherwise, you'll just have to come back next week.
I guess I'll place a hold on them.
Okay, any particular book? Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Any kind of subject matter? I can give you a suggestion.
I guess looking for a book. It's a religion class, you see, so I'm kind of looking for like books on like traditional like demon views and like rituals surrounding demons.
Let's see, demonology and the history, and we also have biblical demons and their signs. Would you like me to put a hold on both of those for you?
Yeah.
I can do that. What's your name, please?
Alice.
Okay, I will make a note here. They should be the second book. That one won't be back for a month. It was actually just checked out about 4 days ago.
Really?
Well, it may be back sooner, but that's the return date.
Okay, well, thanks for your help, I guess.
No problem, ma'am. That's what we're here for. We're here to serve.
You wouldn't be able to tell me who checked it out?
We don't have photos or anything like that, but I'm looking at the records. I can't give you names, ma'am. I'm sure you understand. But it looks like I recognize some of these. It seems most of it's been checked out by some of the students from the college over there.
Okay, what I want to do,
Okay.
and I don't know if this will work. I want to ask her. So I was like, I'm doing a project. Is this like late 99, early 99?
It's July of 90 or June 99.
Is Blair Witch out yet? It comes out of 99.
That is an interesting question. Let's find out.
What an interesting question to hear in an RPG. Has Blair Witch come out yet?
January. Okay, we're good.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Good movie.
So do you mind if I record you? I was inspired by a movie recently, and it would be great since the subject matter and everything.
Well, hang on. And you actually see her pull out a compact out of her purse that's there at the desk with her, and she touches up her makeup a little bit. Okay, now you can record me. Yes, sure.
While she's doing that, I want to get out the camcorder and see if I can zoom in on the sheet that she was looking at with the book titles and get a recording of the names.
Very smart, very smart. I'm going to let you attempt to roll that. Now, some of it was on computer, but this is 99. Not everything is computerized. So I will let you roll. That's going to be a dexterity roll for sure. What to go with it? Subterfuge, maybe. I'm trying to think if you got a better one you think might work.
Investigation?
Sure, I will let you use that. Dexterity investigation. Your difficulty is going to be 7. We shall see how you do with this one.
Oof. I had to use a willpower beforehand, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's no successes.
Okay.
Actually, that's a critical failure.
Oh, a botch?
Yep.
Ma'am, you can't record these. And she flips the sheets over
I'm sorry.
real quick.
It was
You
an
can
accident.
get me, but you can't.
I'll go up and do that.
And as what you're saying, there's been a whole lot of people looking for books on demonology and the occult and biblical things about the demons, of course, and the history of demons. It seems to be the current fad going through the college right now.
Do you know if there's like a class going on about it or something?
Well, I wouldn't know that. I'm a little bit older than that, but, well, I mean, I don't know if there is or not. But if you'll return when you come back to look for your books, I can ask people in the meantime and see what I can find out. You can interview me again.
Yes, I may be back sooner because I like this. This is good.
Well, we at the public library are always here to serve the public and to give everything that we can to make sure you get the books and the knowledge that you want.
Thank you. What was your name?
Oh, I'm Tanya.
Anya. So nice to meet you.
I'm the head librarian at this particular branch. So if you just say you ask for Tanya, they'll make sure that you get to me.
Perfect. So I guess then she'll head out.
And as you're going to leave, I've already rolled it just briefly, and you don't know why. You felt something as you were leaving the place. It was a memory, a lasting bit, some sort of power has been used here of some kind, or someone has invoked powers of creation in this building or nearby here not too long ago. It's almost like a smell or a memory of it you can catch. Whatever it was, it was pretty minor, but it was done here.
Can I try and see like where here?
If you wish, I will let you roll then, because I'd rolled a private one. You can do a perception awareness roll. Difficulty is 8.
Two successes.
You can't really, with 2, you can't place exactly where. It was somewhere you felt it in the front of the building as you were coming out the door. And when you walk back in it and hang around the door, you can't really get, it's like a smell you know, but you can't trace down. You know, you
She's
can
gonna-
catch a whiff of it and you just can't quite figure out exactly where.
She's gonna like do like a quick pan of like her camera to like record everything, just like she's scoping out the library for like the future of like her video.
Okay.
Paying like close attention to the front of the library overall.
Okay. And now, what are you doing after you get all this on cassette, or not cassette, but it's VHS tape?
Yeah. I guess I'm going to the college.
Okay. You're going to head over to the college. Now, we're going to flash over to Alice. Yes, I'm saving Vivian and Clark for the final part of it. Let's go over to Alice, or not Alice, sorry, Kathleen. Kathleen, you were going to go check on the family and check on Mr. Injured.
Well, yes, it's important to make sure that the parents are doing okay, and I'm assuming their son is still comatose, as it were. But since I mostly, I guess I'm trying to keep them on the parents because I want to see if the butcher or whatever held up his end of the bargain of releasing the packs, see if they're giving off any signs or otherwise. But also, it is important to help them through their trauma. So
when you go to the hospital, you're a doctor, so at least they'll answer some questions. When you ask about the patient, they've been transferred to ICU due to the injury sustained. And unfortunately, in the ICU, unless you're family or their actual doctor, you're not going to be able to go see them. But you do catch, as you're there, you do catch the mother come from the ICU section as she goes over to hit the vending machine to get something. Looks like she's trying to get her, a Coke to drink.
Kathleen will intercept at the vending machine, though. She'll let her get her Coke. But yeah,
And she looks. I saw you stopped by my house yesterday.
indeed I did, Mrs. Richardson. I was wanting to see how you were doing, considering the events of last night. So
And she her eyes get a bit downcast, and he hasn't come back. It hasn't
Well,
hurt
that's
us
good.
anymore.
that's always a positive sign.
I'm half convinced that we imagined it all, except. And she pulls her arm, she lifts up her sleeve, rolls her sleeve back a little, and you can see where the bruises are from where somebody had grabbed her hard enough to bruise her. Except this tells me I know I wasn't imagining it.
Yeah. Traumatic events like this will stay with you if you don't allow yourself to face them and actually work through it. So, if you and your husband would like to work through them more, seek professional help, I'm more than willing to talk with both of you about it. But I really wanted to see how you guys were doing, because I know you'd mentioned your son was in the hospital, and it was a lot of really bad big stuff all at once, and that can be very stressful and hard to work through. So
I knew bad things were going to come of this. He started hanging out with the wrong people, and I knew it was going to end up like this. I just knew he was going to end up dead or in the hospital.
what do you mean by the wrong people? Was he doing drugs?
No, he was always such a good kid, and then he met some people at the college while he was working on some classes, and then he started going in meetings with him, he said. And I'd ask him what the meetings are, and he wouldn't say, but I started finding like pentagrams in his room. And I know he got into some sort of devil worship shit. And we tried to tell him not to. We tried to tell him, don't do it. That, that's not how you were raised. And he told us that we wouldn't understand. And then this.
Yeah, I can understand how that would be difficult. Was he staying with you and your husband at the house, or was he staying on campus somewhere?
He was at our house.
Okay.
He pretty much had taken over. We'd had the attic area had been converted to a bedroom for him. And he stayed up there most of the time, except when he was heading out or going to the college, the classes. But I mean, even his grades had started to fall off here the last, few weeks. So I don't know what he was actually doing. He sure as hell couldn't have been going to class with those kind of grades.
Well, you'd be surprised. Sometimes kids will just sit in class and stare at the ceiling. You know, if they're not paying for it, it's not important to them. But that's neither here nor there. Did you say this club he'd gotten involved with, was it on the school campus, or did he ever say he was going someplace else?
He didn't say. I know he when we first met us, I don't even know if I should be telling you this, but there's something about you that just makes me want to trust you with this one. You seem to whatever you did that night, they didn't keep bugging us, that thing that he said he met him on campus in one of his classes.
Did he specify which class?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
If you come by tomorrow, I can give you the schedule we had.
Okay, that would be perfect. I do apologize. Like I said, I don't want you to feel like I was ambushing you here. I know someone who works at the hospital, and they said you guys were here, and I just wanted to help check up because she can't necessarily be the official face for the parents, as it were, in all situations. So
yeah, the doc said he's stable, but he's critical condition, and they've got him in the ICU until they can make sure that he's out of the woods. But any way we look at it, it's going to get expensive, and it's going to be a lot of surgeries ahead for him.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to read one of my abilities real quick because I want to see something, if it's something I can do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use enchanting voice on her. I want to basically see if I want to explain to her that I want to go make sure they didn't leave their stove on or their oven on or anything, so that they'll have a house to come back to at least once their son is out of the hospital.
Okay,
So
which power
see if I
is
get
this
her
one?
house key.
Which one is this under?
Persuade, charm, seduce, or otherwise the difficulty's reduced by 2.
Okay, so you're using one of your merits on this.
Yes. Merit,
okay.
Sorry.
So you are going to roll for this one then. Let's have you roll. You want to go charisma or manipulation? It's up to you. You can pick which one. And you can use empathy or expression.
I'm going to use manipulation and empathy.
Okay.
And I'm also going to use a willpower, so I get at least one.
One success automatically for a willpower.
So, yeah. And what's my difficulty?
As always, I'm going to do difficulty 6. She's going to roll to attempt to resist you, but because it's opposed.
Yeah, I have 6 successes.
Okay. And what were you exactly asking?
I was asking if she would feel comfortable lending me the key to her house so I can make sure that their house doesn't burn down or something while they're at the hospital.
She had 4 successes. You got 2. So you did beat her with a 2 margin is what you got, because you got 6. I mean, you already know where I live. I might as... Look. Go ahead and feel free to check on it. And while you're there, you can check on his room. See if you see anything that would explain why he got involved in this. And she leans closer. I just somehow feel like I've been a bad parent somehow and let my kid fall into this kind of stuff.
Kathleen just says, Miss Richardson, can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
Okay. Kathleen gives her a hug and she's like, Miss Richardson, you're not a bad parent. Your children make their own choices. And don't take that burden upon yourself. Don't feel like this is your fault. Because it's not your fault. It's not your husband's fault.
It's good to hear you say that. And thank you. And she actually reaches into her purse and she goes to hand you a key, and then she goes, actually, it's going to sound cliche, but the potted plant on the porch, just lift the plant up. It's inside the vase, not under the vase. It's inside the vase. Just lift it up. And there's a key in there. It's so stressful lately and everything going on. I didn't even remember that's where we kept the key.
No, that's perfectly okay. Like I said, the stress is natural. You're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. And like I said, and Kathleen hands her business card. I will be more than happy to talk to you, your husband, your son about all this. We can do group, we can do one-on-one, whatever's necessary for you guys to be able to move forward.
No, I do thank you for that. And we'll give you a call. I know I will, at least, because I need someone to talk to deal with this, because I just can't believe it.
And you know what? I will call over to the hospital, let them know. I'll let them know that your house is okay. Hopefully it's okay. If I show up and it's burned down, then I apologize. But I want you to have that extra security so that you feel better in this situation. So
well thank you. I've got to get back in there. I've got to go and check.
Yeah. No. You do what you need to do for you, okay? You have a good rest of your day, please.
Okay. And as you are done that, what is your plan as you're leaving the hospital before we go from there?
If it's close to her appointment time, she's got to get back to the practice. If it's not, she's probably going to head to the house to look around.
It's getting close to your appointment time. So you're heading to your office to deal with your appointments. Now we're going to flash to Vivian and Clark. You now have a dorm room and a building. Now, when you get on the campus is busy. It's the middle of the day.
All right. First things first, Clark will need to get a room key. We might be able to talk to an RA for these dorms. That's probably the best way. And don't worry, I can convince them to give us that key.
I was just going to do what Clark normally would have done and bribed someone.
That'll work too.
Although I think you will limit the need for money.
I'm a little broke, so.
I'm less broke. While you're going to speak to an RA, let me go and use a payphone really quickly. I need to set something up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
As you go to the payphone, who are you calling and what are you doing?
I am calling someone that I technically saw last time as well, but I'm calling up Phil.
Okay. And what do you want to talk to Phil about?
I'm going to see if he can set up his hot dog stand in a central location on campus to keep an eye on shit around here.
Now, remember, this is the year this is. Cell phones are not common, but you actually happen to have caught Phil. I mean, you don't have to call him. You can just be on the phone like you're calling him. He is your thrall.
Yeah, I wasn't going to actually pay for any of this bullshit. It was just going to be Phil. But I have the phone there, so I'm not just talking to myself in public.
What's up, Clark?
Your stand, does it get a lot of business at college campuses?
It's summertime, so normally it does. If I can get... Hard part is campus security don't always let me set up. I have to keep on the move before they feel they want me to have some sort of damn license, and that costs money. And when it costs money, that cuts into the profits, and then I don't make as much money. And when you're a small business owner.
Of course, 50% of your income does seem to come from me. But regardless, if you could, for the next couple of days, come and set up shop in some key locations around, what campus are we on?
Oh, you're on the College of Chicago.
University of Chicago.
Yeah, the University of Chicago. The big one. Watch out for the philosophy teacher.
If you could come and set up for a couple days on the University of Chicago, please. That would be a grand help. And then you keeping an eye on things here will be a sense of security on my end. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll contact the main office and get myself a temporary license. Going to charge you next time.
Completely fine. If you also wish, I can potentially get you an advertisement in a magazine or two.
Hey, we've always had a good working relationship. You cover my expenses when I'm getting you info. what you do with the info's, as long as it don't trace back to me, it's always been you. If you want to advertise me, that's just bonus, right?
And if you meet anyone else who's in a desperate situation, please find them a way to contact me.
Okay, I will.
Thank you. And now that I've set that back up, I will probably start heading back to Vivian to check on her progress of schmoozing an RA.
Vivian, you go in the main building. This is the women's dorm. It's the 90s. There's no co-ed shit going on here. And as you go in the building, you're met right at the door. Ma'am, are you a college student here? I don't recognize you.
Vivian is going to kind of put on a very sad, somber visage as she speaks to this RA. Hi. Yeah, I'm looking for my friend's dorm. You might know her. I was told that she was in room 402.
Oh my God,
Barbie.
You were Barbie's girlfriend?
Yeah.
I mean, she'd never brought her here to meet you, or never brought you here to meet her, or meet all of us, but we knew she had a girlfriend because she was always talking about her. I'm so sorry for your loss. It's really tragic. I know they said it's a fluke, but I mean, we really liked Barbie, and it's such a shame.
Yeah, it really is. I just need to go into her dorm and get some things for her parents.
Okay,
for the funeral.
Come with me a minute. And she goes over and she pulls a set of keys off the desk that she was setting by when you had walked in. I'll take you up to it. And as she's walking up, I just can't get over the fact that we lost Barbie. She was great. She was a lot of help here. She did so much for all of her. I mean, she was a freshman, but she was already doing 3 different classes, tutoring for people. I mean, everyone seemed to like her. She was just such a nice person. And
she was a good woman.
And as she leads you up, there's a lot of eyes on you, but with you in tears and everything, but nobody really wants to approach. And it's apparent that the RA is somewhat known as you can tell as a bit of a harsh mistress around here because people scurry out of her way as she's walking. And she takes you up to one of the rooms and she goes, now, we already moved her roommate out because she didn't want to be in a room where a woman had just died. And we don't blame her. We're not going to hold that against her. But I know you're going to need a few minutes, so I'll let you in and I'll stand outside the door for here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And she unlocks the door and lets you in and then stands beside the door. She don't seem to be paying much attention to what you're doing in there. She every once in a while glances in, but not really. Now, Clark, you're not allowed in the building. You get to the door and you're turned away because no men allowed in the women's dorm.
For half a second, Clark is about to say, yes, but I'm not a man or a woman, and then stops itself. He's like, oh, wait, no. Yep, so then I just take a step back and do my best not to look like I'm fucking loitering.
Okay, you can go ahead and roll perception alertness while you're out there while we flash back to Vivian. Vivian, what are you looking for in this room?
Right now I'm looking for anything that might help us identify this guy. So maybe like a journal entry, maybe a Post-it note or a phone number, maybe an answering machine message if she has an answering machine, that kind of thing.
I'll let you roll perception. You can either go investigation or you can go alertness. It's up to you. Probably investigation works better for this.
All right, let's see. I think
And your difficulty will be 6, and what I give you will be based on how many successes.
All right. What was the other stat for investigation?
It's perception and investigation.
Okay, cool. I'm actually okay at that. Whoa. Difficulty of 7?
Or 6.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3 successes.
And you look around. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. You look through. Now, I'm going to assume competence. You grab one of the pictures of her. And as you're poking through, you do find a picture of her with a woman that doesn't look anything like you. But she never seemed to introduce her to anybody here. So do you pocket that particular picture just in case?
Yeah, I'll hold on to that.
Okay. just in case you recognize the woman at a later point, that might come up. Who knows? And as you're poking around and looking, the only thing you find is a handwritten note. And it has a time and date on it. And the time and date are yesterday at the exact time or shortly after when you felt that ripple. But under it, you see she's written no and underlined it twice. The time and date were written in a different hand than the one that said no under it.
Interesting. Miss R.A., would you mind closing the doors so I can just kind of...
Oh, you take whatever time you need. I understand it. It's tough. When you lose somebody that you're madly in love with, I know, darling, it's going to be rough on you, but trust me, you'll get through it. And in time, you'll always remember them and think fondly, but the pain will ease some. And she actually closes the door, and you can hear her shooing people off that seem to be interested in what's going on as she tells them to get about their business.
And then I will demonic cell phone Carsador very softly as I pretend to weep. Carsador.
Yes.
I think that she had sworn off this cult or turned down a meeting. And it was yesterday, right before that ripple happened. And I'm not finding a lot of information about her and any connections to this cult or anything. But it seems like there is some connection, and there was written in a different person's handwriting.
That's checking the written information. See if anything's been taken from the dorm already. That was hers, not her roommate's, I'm assuming.
Okay, I will.
As you look around, based on your previous successes, she does seem to have a jewelry box that is partially open. And with jewelry boxes, they collect dust on that interior velvetish kind of cloth they have. There's a spot where some sort of necklace or locket was at one point that has no dust on it.
I'll look around the room a bit more for the source of that, for that locket, for that
Nothing.
thing. All right. I will grab something that looks sentimental. Maybe like a stuffed animal if she had any of those, or something like that.
This is the 99. She had some stuffed animals in the room, and thankfully no men are allowed in this dorm because it would be awfully creepy with those stuffed animals staring at her and a boyfriend making out. Or she had a girlfriend. It still is creepy to have them watching the girlfriend make out.
I'll grab one of those up after thoroughly examining the room, and I will exit to the RA, kind of holding it very gently in my arms.
Oh, that was given to her by you?
Yeah.
I remember when she walked in with it, she was so happy. She never said where she got it from. I didn't realize you'd give it all. I'm sorry, dear. Come on, darling.
It's okay.
I think you should get some fresh air just to breathe a little. Just take deep breaths and then let it out.
Thank you.
And she hasn't checked an ID or anything as she walks you back out of the place.
You're very kind. I appreciate it.
As you are taking, if you need anything else, just don't hesitate to come back. I know her family's not in the city. She made that clear. I'm sure they're going to be by at some point, but it's nice of you to come by and try to grab some stuff for them. And I won't tell anyone you got the Beanie Baby because it's sentimental and they don't need to worry about that.
Thank you. Really, I appreciate it.
Oh, you just, I swear, listen, I know you're upset, but trust me, the pain will ease over time.
I know. It's just the suddenness of it.
Yeah, it shocked us all. It hurt all of us to have her just die like that. It just, I don't know. That and people disappearing, I don't know what's going on around here. It's just nothing good.
Yeah.
And then
It's
I
crazy.
heard a rumor that some of the students got killed yesterday.
There was some big thing, I don't know. But a lot of people are hurt.
Yeah, that's the rumor. I didn't see anything on the news about it yet, and I haven't seen much of anything yet, which is weird. But you be careful. Just take care of yourself. Be safe. You don't know what kind of damn creepy ass men are out there. And as she says it, she looks over at Clark.
Just sitting there with his arms crossed, leaning against like a light post or something, just seemingly bored.
See, doesn't seem safe to be around here as it used to be. You just take care of yourself, okay?
You too. I appreciate you.
Rebecca, stop that! And she runs back inside all of a sudden because Rebecca, you see a woman was at her desk pawing through the papers there as she runs back inside to keep Rebecca from the desk, leaving Vivian and Clark outside.
All right. Well, we've got a little bit. Shall we?
Sure, let's go.
So where do you all head from there? As you're coming out,
Not
Alice...
acknowledging how she was weepy voiced the entire time.
We're lagging out Clark a little. He's coming there. He seems to stabilized out. Maybe. Yep, he's better.
Damn
Okay,
it.
good.
So sorry. I don't know what's going on.
As you're coming now and walking out, you see Alice coming across the campus with a camcorder in her hand, which in 99, it's not that tiny, but it's not, full sized at least.
Vivian will stow the Beanie Baby and the picture in her purse for now.
Okay. And you two gather up with Alice as she was coming from the library.
All right. What'd you find out?
There's definitely a club of some sort around here. That's digging into things they shouldn't.
Yeah, I found a note. Somebody else had written it, a date that was right when that ripple happened, right when that ritual went off. That was the date. So she was involved in this cult, I guess, worship of something demonic. There's definitely a bigger group here going on. I wonder how they would be reacting to all the deaths of those students. Maybe there's like a vigil or something. We could question people at that. There's a lot of students dead over at that event, so that might be worth investigating.
Yeah, we could go do that. Whoever they are, they've cleaned out the local library of all books related to the occult.
Weird.
They didn't even leave the ones that weren't relevant.
Nothing. I don't think they know what they're doing. I think that's pretty evident with what we saw.
Well, at least it gives us a proper trail to follow.
Yeah, we could check with the administration. Maybe there's information on a club that's named something a little bit weird. Maybe it's new.
My guess is the vigil that you were talking about, or potentially the library student union. I know they're usually pretty close together.
Right.
I think. I didn't go to school. then we could see if there's hanging around there. Sometimes they have like meeting rooms.
Yeah.
Get
Oh,
some more information.
what if there's like a school paper? I bet that has information if there's going to be a vigil for something like that. It's not every day 5 or 6 or 7 students are slaughtered, right?
Is there like a paper box
Oh,
like nearby?
You can always find the school newspaper either right inside the building or right outside the doors in little racks that hold them. Now you pick it up, the newspaper is from last week. Nothing noted on it. It's general college stuff. But it seems odd because if there was that kind of a murder the day before, you would think they'd put out a special issue or something. And even for Vivian's side, the RA didn't seem to have a lot of details on it. So if something like that happened, the fact it hasn't run through the college like wildfire and it's just rumor seems odd.
Is somebody trying to cover it up?
I mean, I was in a murder club and I wanted new members. I wouldn't let it be known that I was a murder club.
But if your power only extended to the murder club, then you wouldn't be able to cover up something like this from the police unless you had contacts in the police.
Or some nifty creation magic.
Maybe.
Perhaps they're in theater. Theater kids would be dramatic enough to try and summon demons.
There's a lot of people who'd be dramatic enough to do that.
You're not wrong.
At this
So
point, we're
I
still
guess-
in. Apologies. At this point, we're still in the gathering clues and evidence portion of an investigation, which is always the most knockdown and drag out.
I think we should go to the library and student union. Just look around. Maybe we'll hear about a vigil if there is one. It'll give us an ear for what's on campus. That's generally where people spend time, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that seems pretty likely. We're looking for anything that, God, can even be adjacent to that. So productions that might be a little bit too on the nose. God, I don't even know. But we'll look.
Could I just point to a student that's walking past us to get their attention real quick?
Well, I'm sure you can easily get the attention of a student walking by.
Where can we find out what clubs are available here at the school?
I mean, the student union, it's posted right on the bulletin board, whichever clubs are currently, what's open, what's closed, those kind of things. It's all at the student union.
What direction?
It's right over there, that big building.
And as soon as he points, I'm walking that way. I don't even let him finish his sentence.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad somebody know. You need to tell him work on his people skills.
Yeah, he's a little.
I mean, why is it always the good-looking women? I mean, look at the two of you there, and you're with him. Come on, look.
We're friends. The
Baiters are having a party tonight. You should come by. But you two, leave him. Don't bring him.
Where would
Alice
that
just
be
like
at?
picks up the camera. She's like, "Have you heard about the murders on your campus recently?"
I mean, we've heard there's rumors, but it's rumors. There's always rumors. Last week I heard a rumor of people disappearing. This week there's murders. What's next week? Loch Ness Monster, unicorns, Sasquatch. Hell, I even heard a rumor there's vampires. Come on.
I love a good ghost story. It's actually what I do. Could you tell me a bit about it?
I mean, I don't have any details, but if you come by the party tonight, I'm sure one of the betas around there, one of them will have something for you.
Sure, I think maybe we could be persuaded to come by.
Just come by the frat house. I mean,
Sure.
You can't miss it. It'll have the loudest music on campus. So
All
you
right.
won't be able to miss it.
Sounds good to me. What's your name, by the way?
Oh, well, they call me B. I'm Bobby, but they call me B. Everyone just calls me B. Actually, they call me BB. I'm Big Bobby.
All right. All right.
I'm on the
Big
football
Bobby.
team. So, oh, come on. You didn't see me last week? Look, I got a touchdown last week.
Oh, dang,
And
sorry.
I'm not even on the offense. I'm on the defense, and I got a touchdown. Stripped that ball
Well.
and took off running. They didn't even know what hit them. Come on by, party with us.
Alice
Sure.
at this point rolls her eyes and proceeds to follow Clark.
You have a good day, Big Bobby. Maybe we'll see you at the party.
I hope so. Damn. And he wanders off, and you notice as he's wandered off, he's going over to another group of big guys, like he's planning to go and start bragging about inviting some hot chicks tonight.
What a chode.
He's incorrigible, surely.
Glad I never spent much time here.
And as you work towards over to the student union, you don't need an ID or anything. This is 99 at college campus. You just walk into student union, go wander around in there. Nobody checks anything.
Oh, wow. I love the, not laziness, but the, like, mild apathy of the 1990s. I'm
Isn't it
digging
great?
this so much.
And as you go in
Basically.
and walk into the campus, now you go into student union, and there's a big bulletin board, and it's got a whole list of clubs. And there's a lot of them. Any particular you're looking for, I'll let you know if you find any of that list.
Anything for a euphemism for the occult.
There's a D&D
Anything.
club. This is 99.
That's some devil worshiping stuff there, you know? That might be it.
There's a D&D club, a couple drama clubs, debate club. There does not seem to be any satanic worship club.
Religion
There is
or
a Bible
history?
study. There is a Bible study of all things.
Saying it now, if this is the Bible study, god damn it. Part of me wants it to be something innocuous, like the fucking photography club or something. I don't know.
True.
Actually, nah, I'll nurse that hunch later.
So you get a contact number. There's a contact number if you want to check the Bible study. Nothing else seems to be jumping out to you, but because I'm a nice storyteller, I always let the players do this. You can always roll wits and investigation.
Sure.
Maybe something jumps out, because sometimes you know
Intuition?
more than the players. All of y'all can do it.
Intuition?
Sure, I'll let you use intuition. Why not?
Or
Oh,
intuitive, I guess, is this specialty.
You want to use your
The
specialty? Go ahead.
Yeah, intuitive. There's intuitive and there's intuition. So sorry, I should have been more
Funny,
clear.
I have intuition as my witch specialty.
I have intuitive for mine, yeah.
Yep. So go ahead and roll it. Let's see what people get.
Difficulty?
If I do not say a difficulty, assume 6. If I give you a difficulty other than 6, I'll tell you. Otherwise, it's always 6. This
All
is
right,
what's
we
called
got
standard.
another 3.
I have 3.
Okay, and Clark is figuring out what he's got.
Yeah, Clark is disappointed in his dice. That's one success.
1 success? Okay. So with 3, the Bible study could be it. There's a reading club that it seems odd that there's just a reading club. That could be. And
Reading.
yeah, that one just seems kind of odd. And then there's a mythology club. Now, funny thing is, all 3 of those meet tomorrow,
Shit.
which is still a day before the kidnapping to occur.
Each of us could tackle one club.
I think we could, yeah. Who wants to do what?
What do you think will require the least amount of people skills?
I'll do reading.
I'll do mythology.
And then I'm stuck with the Rosary Rattlers.
Or you bring in some of your other members of your demonic choir there.
Yeah, I think that at this point, Alice will use her demon self one to contact them. Out of the rest of the group. There's 3 possible groups on campus that could be causing these events.
There's definitely a club, at very least.
There's a reading club, a mythology club, and then Bible study. We'll split up and cover them all, but Probably more hands the better, this type of thing.
So all of you got that message as she passed it through the demonic cell phone link, which is demons talking to each other through using their celestial names.
I investigated the room of that one Barbie, and not much there aside from a handwritten note that told her the date of the ripple, and her responding no. So I think because she left that club or left that ritual, she was killed.
She knew too much.
She did.
You investigated. How about you, Carsador? Were you there too?
I was not allowed in because for some reason humanity separates by genitals.
Druliriel, didn't you say that the man was at her door?
Yeah.
How did he get in?
Good question.
There's probably more to him than meets the eye. There's also though the merge on campus, there hasn't been much word about it, or near campus, or of campus students. There hasn't been much word or gossip, and it's a college campus. Usually they're pretty notorious for that.
That's true.
Strategy.
Also, maybe an illusion. Maybe we'll say strong convincing skills. Similar to me, I don't know.
Or whatever it is in a prominent position at the school.
Also a possibility. Though, from what Mars described, he apparently looked quite raggedy.
More so just like the suit didn't really fit that well, and
So we're looking for a cheap suit. Those are,
yeah.
well, throw a stone.
Trimdeziel actually speaks up and just says, the school seems to be an important aspect to all of this. The victim in the hospital from our sacrificial whatever it was that we walked into, his mom claims that he had joined a club at the school and had started acting different since then. Was reading books and stuff. I'm going to be checking out his bedroom if anybody would like to come along for other ideas of locations to search, because I'm not sure where I don't know. Apparently he had an entire attic of their house to himself and would hole himself up in there, I guess. So hopefully, but that's a few hours away. I still have to finish my job, but
I can start making my way to the house and wait for you.
I think I'll hang around campus a bit, see if I can find anything else. Even nearby, there's evidence of magic being used. The library, you could smell it. So, I think I'll stick around here.
I will swing by the library after work to see if it's similar to what I sensed on the corpse.
And there's a party tonight. Got invited to it, so might go there, suss it out, schmooze with a few people, see what I can dig up. I can be very persuasive, especially when everyone else is inebriated.
When you looked for if I said anything was missing, did you find anything? Or not find anything, rather?
There was what looked like, at least in her jewelry box, it was partially open. It looked like there had been some sort of necklace or amulet that was missing. So it might be good to keep an eye out for that. What was the shape of the amulet, storyteller?
It was definitely round.
Round.
And
okay.
you'd put it silver dollar sized? Big enough to really notice the lack of dust on that one section.
Yeah.
Are you describing it?
Yeah.
She didn't see
silver dollar.
right. She only saw the shape,
the imprint where the dust wasn't.
Coin?
like a silver
Maybe.
dollar. Yeah.
So
Check the Bible. Definitely check the Bible study.
Yeah.
I bet they're using it as a front.
Maybe.
Because where else would you get people with faith?
That is true.
The bank.
True, but yeah.
Wall Street.
Yeah. Just a second. She's going to speak Yannick's name.
Okay. And since you're contacting a thrall, there's no roll needed. When you say Yannick's name, you get a whisper back. Hang on a second. Let me go use the bathroom real quick.
Sure.
About a minute later, what's up? I was standing next to my boss, so I...
Okay, sorry. With the body that we saw this morning, were there any personal effects with her, like possibly a necklace?
I looked at that. The shoes, clothes, underwear, bra. Didn't even have an ID with her. She was brought in just with what was on her.
Okay. Thank you. And she gets back into the other chat, and she's like, yeah, the necklace was not on her when she was sent to the Emmy's office.
Was it on her in the vision, Mars?
She didn't look down to show it, so you wouldn't have seen whether she had it.
No,
but I will let you, Mars, because I will let you roll to see, now that you're going through what you saw through her eyes, I will have you actually roll to see if you saw it while she was in the room, in the jewelry box. That one will be perception, alertness. Difficulty will be, of course, 6. Sometimes mentioning something like that.
3.
3? There was a necklace in the jewelry box. But you didn't get a good glimpse of it, enough to know the exact thing, but there was a necklace in that jewelry box at the time of her death.
So nothing had been missing.
Right.
Can Alice use sense congruence to see where she should go tonight?
I will let you roll it. Sense congruent, you're going to look at the paths of fate to see what, and the movements of everything that's going wrong or along. Sure, we can do that. Going to look at the pattern. You're going to roll. For sense congruence, you get to roll, let's see, perception plus intuition.
Danger for specialization?
No.
Yeah.
But you want to see what is beneficial to you tonight to go do. So that would be perception, intuition. Difficulty will be 6.
That's 1 success.
There is something that can be gained on the college campus tonight. You can feel a tug in the patterns and the way the universe is moving. That this campus is very important in many ways. One of which is tonight.
Something's going on tonight here.
Well, we did get
Joy's a
invited.
party.
Yeah.
Joy,
Hmm.
my favorite.
Well, they're my people.
And I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. And I heard them bitch about me when they invited you, so it should be a good setup.
You should go
Sorry,
and throw a wet
Carstor.
blanket in their faces.
True. Sorry, this is my chaperone clerk.
A stone blanket might be more effective.
Virginia, you hear your name spoken by Yannick.
What is it?
I just went back and looked. It's noted briefly in the coroner's report, but I didn't flag it as important. There's a small abrasion on Barbie's neck. And you mentioned a necklace. The coroner didn't note it as important, but if somebody was wearing a necklace and you snatched it off, it might leave that kind of abrasion.
Yes, it would. Yannick, she was murdered.
I hope that helps out.
It does.
And then he breaks well, actually, he can't break the connection. Only you can sever the connection once initiated.
I sever the
Okay.
connection. Everyone. I just got word that the coroner had noted an abrasion on Barbie's neck. Small one. Like as if she might have been wearing a necklace that got yanked from her neck.
So she put on the necklace and then... So maybe the necklace is some kind of a way to affect others? I don't know.
Maybe. So one of the books I was missing from the library was demons in history and their symbols. Maybe it was a symbol of some sort. Maybe.
But Mars, you saw the necklace in the jewelry box at the moment of her death.
Before, was it before or was it after?
Right before, because you could only see a few minutes.
Right before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It would have had to come off beforehand and then be placed in the box. Maybe? Maybe it was...
Maybe she yanked it off.
She might have. Maybe she had quit this club because it was too... demon worshipy.
But why would she put it in her jewelry box after yanking it off if she was done with this?
Oh, maybe she wanted to return it.
Perhaps it was something she had before joining the cult.
Maybe.
Maybe it was something she didn't want anyone else to get a hold of.
That could be it.
Tonight at the party, Alice, we'll have to keep an eye out for necklaces like that.
Synthraziel,
Yeah.
this girlfriend you pretended to be, did you happen to get an address?
I didn't. Sorry.
But you have
It's
a
all right.
picture.
I do have her picture, though.
May I see it?
Sure.
And I'll
She'll-
do my best to commit this person to memory.
18 or 19 years old, long black hair. I mean, when I say black hair, I mean raven black hair. She had several piercings, which in 99 was actually a little more uncommon than it is now. Normally shows sign of alt culture in 99.
All right, and I hand the picture back. If you want, I can try and find her. Sometimes I get lucky and walk the correct way.
Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah, go for it. Why not?
Well, good luck in your investigation tonight. I'm a little bit old to be showing up to college parties.
That's true.
I think I can sneak one more year in.
So
Yeah.
the malefactor is planning to use what, lore of paths?
Find path to that individual. Yeah,
Perception plus survival.
sure thing.
The
Cat,
distances are the criteria set and the distance covered. Your difficulty is 9.
All right.
Kathleen kind of just pipes in. I'm gonna have to see a patient soon, but this picture you have of does it include the victim?
It does, yeah.
If you need another body, I have an idea.
Sure.
But I'm
2.
gonna check out the house tonight. I promised the family I would, so
As you go to look for a path, Clark, none can be found. You find no path that leads off for that destination. And with a plan, Alice, as you're sitting there, by the way, you just got sent an email. It appears your patient from yesterday, the doctor has asked to re-see her because of an abrupt change in her status. Apparently, the note from the CNA at the time is shortly after you left, she got up out of bed.
The CNA left before Virginia did.
From the notes the CNA put when she put her notes in at that evening, shows the woman got up and was walking around.
How could that have happened, storyteller, if the CNA left before Virginia?
She put the notes in. You don't do the notes right away. You put them in and send them out, add them into the system after the fact. I've watched somebody in particular that does the notes in the evening.
That was in the 2000s plus.
Still
This is
doing it.
99. This was all paper.
Yep, that's how long she writes it up and then takes it and drops it off the next day.
I'm just trying to figure out how she saw a patient get up after she had already left.
She got called back.
Okay.
Trust me, it's been noted that your patient is doing better and the doctor wants to see her because she should not be up moving. She was in terminal cancer mode and in hospice and is no longer having cancer. But I think ultimately right here is a good spot to go to break as we get ready for planning the night. You still have a kidnapping coming.
Oh boy.
Thankfully,
Mark it on your calendars.
even if some people can't go to the party, that's not to mean you can't be on the college campus that night because somebody saw a congruence that something important is going on there. More
Shit's
eyes is better.
happening.
So we will see everybody in 10 minutes. Please enjoy our break. So you know the break actually shows you the houses and the lores each house has. For those who are not familiar with Demon, can get a feel for what it means and what powers they have. So see you in 10 minutes. Please enjoy. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, there was a whole lot of college investigating. There was also a bit of stuff at the morgue. There was even some investigations at the hospital and the library. And where we left off, though, there is a party tonight with the betas, which is a totally different term in 99 than it is now. And Kathleen is planning to go look into Bobby's, or the bedroom, since she's got the key, Richardson's house. Alice and Vivian and Clark are hanging around the college to keep an eye on things because there's a party tonight. So we have an idea of what Virginia, everyone except Mars is doing. Mars, what is your plan? Are you joining any particular group?
I was actually going to see if Kathleen would welcome a extra set of eyes.
The more the merrier, because it'll make it easier. So,
all right.
So we're going to do that scene first because of the
I'm
time
actually
frame.
going to join in on that too, because she is a mom of preteens. She knows where kids like to stash stuff.
So Virginia, Kathleen, and Mars there are all going to go and check the house. And we'll do that one first because it's earlier in the day compared to the party that night. So the three of you know where the house is. Do you meet up separate vehicles, or do you pick up Mars again so she's not driving the tour van?
Yep, I will pick up Mars again.
Okay. You pick up Mars and you head that way and meet up with Kathleen outside the house. Now, Kathleen, the key's right where you were told. You lift up the potted plant, and under the potted plant is a key. You just got to get the dirt off it, but the key was right there.
Kathleen unlocks the front door and just kind of after you all. And,
You said it was in the attic?
yeah, apparently he was holed up in the attic. That was the whole attic is his room now. So, and then once they're all inside, Kathleen will relock the front door.
Okay.
Just, she'll pocket the key for now, but yeah, she's just gonna lock the front door.
And as you walk through the house, it's quiet. There's pictures of her son all over the place, pictures of them. But as you go up to the second floor and look for where the attic is, he still has the pull-down ladder set up to lead into the attic, so that he could pull the string up to keep people from bothering him, which seems odd to you because normally when you turn an attic into a bedroom, you actually put stairs or something up there, not the pull down. But as you pull it down to head up and you come into, it's obviously his room. The sloped walls are odd. There's all kinds of metal bands up on the wall, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Anthrax, all covering the wall.
Any local?
None of them are local. But I will let everybody who comes in there do perception, alertness, perception awareness if you want to look for something, maybe feel some supernatural, but it's perception alertness for sure, or perception investigation. I'll let you do either one to start a search of this room. Now, while you're rolling that, I will give you it. He's got a bed. He's got several bookcases. None of the books on the bookcases look out of place. They don't look like they're occult. They don't look much of anything. He's got a number of the classics. There's Moby Dick.
Are they hardbounds with dust covers?
Yes, they are. But you don't see any obvious paraphernalia. 3. Okay, 1.
5 successes.
5 successes. And as you're looking, you check the books, pick up a couple and flip through them. They appear to be what they're supposed to be. But as you're walking, one of the boards you walk across, Virginia, makes a squeaking noise.
Oh, she's going to instantly pick that up.
And when you go to look at it, you realize it looks like the nails have been removed at one spot where he can pull a board up.
She's a mom of kids. She knows they like their hidey places. She's going to lift it up.
Okay. You lift up this board, and between the drywall and the floor, which is a ceiling, there appears to be a recess there that there's things stuffed in it.
She takes it all out.
You take out a necklace, one that is about silver dollar sized. It has some sort of occult symbol that you don't recognize off the top of your head. Find several library books on the occult. You find a robe stuffed in there of all damn things. And a dagger that when you pull it out, it's a crisp knife. But just as soon as you touch it, that wrongness again, you can feel it on the dagger.
This has the same wrongness I sensed on Barbie.
Well, that's not great, but at least it's a step forward, I suppose. Is there anything else seem out of place in here? Because it just feels, I don't know.
She actually takes a tote bag, basically a satchel that she has with her, because she kind of figured they'd be finding stuff in here. And she actually has a couple biohazard bags that she puts the knife in.
And as a parent to teenagers, the oddest thing that strikes you is how clean the rest of the room is.
Yeah.
There's no clothes out of place. It's not thrown on the floor. It is awful clean.
I'm going to check his closet, too.
Okay. Anything in particular you're looking for?
I want to see if there are actually clothes in here.
There are clothes.
Okay.
Lots of clothes.
And I'm moving things aside to see if there's anything else.
Okay, and as you move and push towards it, you notice it looks like an access panel of some kind, normally used to access the plumbing.
Oh, I'll
runs
pull it
through the
open.
house. When you open it up, it's the upper flow valve opening for keeping the expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another robe stuffed in there. This one has obvious blood stains all over it.
Yeah, she's going to take gloves out of that.
Okay.
The bag, and she's going to say, found a bloody one. She puts it in a biohazard bag.
Well, that's good. Did you get permission to check Jeremy's room as well, or?
Oh, I mean, we can do whatever we want in this house right now, as far as I know. The parents were the mother was very adamant that he basically would come home, scurry up here into this room, and then lock himself away in here.
I'm also going to check under the bed.
Does he have a computer in here?
There's no computer in here. There's no answer machine, no phone. They apparently didn't give him that. He doesn't even have a TV in his room. Now, you look under his bed. Something looks odd about the floor, but getting some light in it, you can't see something was carved at one point into the floor, a lot of somethings.
Hey, ladies, help me move this bed.
No problem.
Yep, Kathleen goes over to help.
We drag the bed away from
Drag the bed away. The symbols are carved all over the floor under the bed.
I want to roll my legacy.
Okay. Go ahead. You can roll for this one. Let's go intelligence plus legacy. And we'll make difficulty 6 just to be nice, depending on how many rolls you get.
I will roll 2.
I will spend a willpower.
If you wish to roll legacy, go ahead. You could also roll intelligence occult if you wish to. I'll give you that too.
Yeah, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, and one of them's a 10.
Okay.
2.
2. Okay. 5.
Mm-hmm.
You don't recognize the symbols, but you can feel that they are real. They are built off the heavenly tongue, the divine one tongue. Though they've been damaged to this point, somebody has tried to remove them. They are, or were, useful. They did something. It's not a binding symbols or any kind of summoning symbols.
Is it a name?
You don't think it was a name. You think it was a way to communicate. That is your best guess. Now, the only ones who could do, no human being can speak or otherwise use the divine tongue. The only ones who can do that are the fallen. For those to have been under his bed,
Is there any parts of it that can be discerned?
the parts that tell you it's some sort of a communication method. They were using the divine tongue to, how many successes did you get?
5, and one of them
5?
was a 10.
You think it might have been possible to use this to speak, or maybe even from what you've been told by Alice, maybe even influence dreams to speak to somebody in their dreams.
How would this kid know to do this?
We have a couple of books here.
I mean, like I said, there's his mom was adamant that he'd met a club at the school, and ever since then he'd been wrapped up in something very secretive. So, I mean, there's someone at the school who probably, I would assume, taught him how to do this. I don't think the books, and Kathleen actually points at the books, I don't think the local library has books on how to,
I will tell the three of you that are in here, seeing this and seeing what was left of the symbols, I am making a note of that as beginning to assemble somebody's true name based on what they used to do it.
Didn't the butcher say that he used ghosts to communicate?
Yes.
I wonder if one could have possessed him to do this.
It's
Is that
very
something-
possible.
I was gonna say, can they do that? I mean,
Look at what we did.
well, yeah, but we're like obviously
I understand,
cream of the crop
But
here.
you know,
so.
they're ephemeral. They're ephemeral spirits. How hard would it be?
Storyteller,
Yes.
was there any notebooks in with all of the books that were pulled out of the cubby?
No, which strikes you as odd, because if he was doing anything, he would have had them,
She takes
unless he took them with him somewhere.
Here, help me move the bed back. Help me move the bed back. And we move the bed back, and I actually take out the books and set them out. How many books were there?
You found 6 books.
Okay. And she basically sets 2 in front of each of them and just start flipping through and see if we see something.
All right.
See if there's stuff written in margins, see if there's, dog-eared pages, whatever.
There are things written in them. The margins have notes. Different hands on each one, different writing for a lot of them. They're not all the same writing. Some note, this isn't right. This is out of order. This is total bullshit. This never happened. But somebody has taken great care to point out which parts of the book are useful and which ones aren't.
Do we see anything that looks like symbols in these books?
They're symbols, but most of them are gibberish or partial, where you look at the symbols and you're like, it's close, not quite.
Not quite.
Because even with demonic stuff, the symbols aren't solely what you need. The symbols and intent are important. And unless somebody understands what they're doing, the symbols do them no good. They have to have the intent to go with it. But most of the symbols, like in most modern literature, have far morphed from what they were. But from what you are a demon. You are one of the fallen angels. Most of the notes in the borders seem to strike you as accurate. Whoever was making these notes, or the various people who's made these notes over the years, have all known what they were doing.
Yeah, these people knew what they were doing.
I have an idea. Storyteller, would I be able to speak with the dead?
Do you have the power to speak with the dead yet?
I have one, so I can speak with the dead.
But that one in particular requires you to find to have a dead body. Well, wait a minute. Nope. Speak with the dead to communicate with spirits roaming the physical spirits world. I will let you roll manipulation awareness, and we'll see if there's any here.
3. And you said awareness?
Yep. Difficulty can be 6 on that. I'm rolling to see if there's any in the area. Cool. Now I know if there's any here.
2, 3.
We got 3.
Yeah.
And when you call out, a voice does answer. Now, by the use of this power, they are compelled to respond, and they must answer the questions to the best of their ability. Who are you to have done this to me? What are you? And it is a woman's voice.
That is not of your concern at this moment. I have a question.
I will answer.
Have you talked to any mortals recently?
No, my powers do not extend to that. I cannot communicate with the living.
Can you communicate with demons?
I do not go anywhere near the labyrinth where your kind apparently come from. Is that what you are, demons?
You could say that, but how many questions do I get?
You get, let's see, it actually has up to your faith score for a number of turns equal to your faith score. So 4 turns is, you can ask for quite a while, 40 minutes.
Okay.
And I will allow the others in the room, because they can hear you talking. If they wish to have questions you to ask, they could always ask you to ask the questions.
Yeah.
Did someone possess the boy that slept in this room?
No, but their dreams were not right. Their dreams were not theirs.
Whose were they?
I don't know, but it was not theirs. Their dreams were tortured, twisted. I can walk the dreams. That is what I do.
What did you see of his dreams?
Pain, suffering, ostracizing, driving a wedge between him and others, convincing him the only family he had was in a cult. It's very disturbing.
Did the boy write the symbols on the floor?
I did not see when those appeared. I was not here. But I don't think it was him. I can't even see what those are. I see them and they twist, slip from my memory. Now, you know that's common. Mortals can't even remember reading the divine tongue.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other symbols in the house.
Really?
We should check Jeremy's room.
Under the parents' bed.
Parents' bed.
Are those intact?
I don't know. I can't see these.
All right, let's go down and see the parents' bed.
Mars just books it out of the door. And then turns back to Kathleen, where are we going?
And as you go down, it's not hard to find a master bedroom in the
I
place.
do put the library books back in my bag.
Okay. I assumed you were taking them with you. You weren't going to leave them behind. You go down to the main room, to the master bedroom. Nice big 4-poster bed, all hardwood. Looks like the whole bedroom's done in antiques. Hardwood floor. And when you look under the bed, there are symbols down there.
Yeah, instead of moving this bed, hey, ladies, let's just move the mattress and box spring.
All right.
Pick up the mattress and box springs to move them so that you can get real light on it.
And then basically we can see through the slats what the symbols are.
The symbols are there. They've been burnt off in some places. And as you move the bed, you can actually smell the burning of it. It was done very recently to scour most of them off it. But these are different symbols. These are symbols. They're still part of the divine language, but they would not be used for a communication. They're used for something else.
Binding?
Could be. It definitely has to do with manipulating free will.
Well, the mother did say she was beating herself up, but it would make sense why the parents kind of let him do what he pleased. Because he was apparently not doing well in his classes, and it wasn't concerning them enough to sit him down and say, hey, buckle down. So
You see Virginia removing the slats and stacking them on the floor, and she actually steps into the frame of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
She takes the knife out of the bag and uses the knife to frickin' carve against the symbols.
Okay, I want you to roll willpower.
Yep.
Now, this means you're rolling your, this isn't vampire, this is the older edition. You don't have to worry about unspent. You just roll your full willpower, permanent willpower.
Yep.
Difficulty is 6. We'll see what you get.
That is 6 with 3 10s.
Very nice. You feel something as you're using it to carve, to damage or destroy the boards under it. Intent is very important to your kind.
And she is intending to destroy this
You
so
feel-
they cannot influence these people.
Something to try to push itself into you. Almost like a corruption or a taint or some sort of a something with this dagger. But your willpower is way too strong for that. And your ability to control things, you push it back out. Keep it from spreading through it.
And as she is doing this, she is saying in the celestial tongue, I am of the second house. You will not command me.
You can feel the will of this weapon. It has a very malicious, malevolent will force of its own as it tries to get you. But it has no hold over you. And you manage to carve up and destroy the rest of these symbols so that no evidence of it remains.
And then she puts the slats back after she puts the knife back in the bags to put it in the, yeah, that knife is, piece of work. Definitely going to have to show Carsador this. She puts the slats back. Let's put the stuff back, ladies, please.
yeah, I told them I was going to make sure their house hadn't burned down, so I don't want to leave it looking like
Yeah, no,
it's a
we'll
burglar
fix
house.
it. We'll fix it.
Either way, I feel bad for whoever has to resell this house.
Well, at least they won't see, what looks like Satanist symbols all over the floor here. It'll just be gouged and they have to replace the wood.
Still very fucking annoying. Oh my god.
So, anywhere else you're checking in this house, or do you think you've gotten the... You know for a fact that the humans could not have put any of those symbols in the floor.
Now, one last thing Virginia's going to check as they're walking back towards the main area. She's going to check the bathroom.
The bathroom? What are you
Cabinets, pantry. She's going to feel up under towels, things like that.
checking? You don't find anything. You do find a number of Sleeping pills, a lot of them. Apparently, the parents were having trouble sleeping because their master bath has a couple bottles of sleeping pills.
I'd like to check to see if there is a necklace in Jeremy's room as well.
She found the necklace.
Oh, I found the necklace.
She
It's in
found
the
a
bag.
necklace with some odd symbol.
The other kid.
Okay.
There's 2 kids in this house.
Yep. You go check the other. There's no necklaces in that room. Actually, that's a younger kid. There's Beanie Babies around. We're in the fad days of it. Super Nintendo still set up, though that is kind of old at this point. Apparently, they're a little bit retro still. But you don't find any cultist stuff in there. You don't even find any symbols carved, which seems odd to you because 2 of the beds were covered. Why not this one?
Hmm.
Yeah, it looks like whatever was carved there was definitely something that not only affected their free will, it really impacted their sleeping.
Well,
Because they're
I mean-
sleeping, there's a number. I mean, look, this vessel had more, but barely.
well, I was gonna say, I mean, we could flush them, but I don't think that's probably gonna be necessary.
No.
They'll-
Hopefully they'll realize they don't need them anymore now.
Yeah, I offered to help them if they needed help, like on the mental side of things, you know, the moving on and healing side of things. I mean, are we done here? If we are, we should probably, what you guys were saying, there was a bunch of stuff going on at the campus tonight.
Yeah, I think we
or-
should head there. I found some library books and a necklace, and there's a party there, and there's supposedly these clubs that are meeting, and so I really I don't. Yeah, we all need to go.
Then
So you all get back to Virginia's car. I'm going to give you a chance to do to let your fellow choir mates, because that's what I'm going to start calling you, a choir of demons. I like that that name for it. So you can let them know what you've discovered.
All right, everybody. Found 6 library books with notations in the margins written by multiple hands, and they knew what they were doing. Found symbols in our language
In our language. Like,
under the boy's bed and under the parents' bed. Found
how's
it.
that even?
No, it's okay. I don't know, but
For what?
it seemed to affect dreams and free will.
You will.
How nebulous.
A ghost spoke with Mars and said she could walk dreams and saw that the boy's was nightmares.
Would Alice or Nibas know anything about this, or like have any insight given their creation?
As the one who created dreams, I will let you roll. It's going to be a legacy roll, so intelligence and legacy.
Okay. My legacy's not great, but
And difficulty will be 6. See what you can remember from your time.
Are legacy rolls always coupled with intelligence, or can it be other?
It can be others if you think you can make the case for using a different one.
And
I
use
always
a
allow players to
willpower for
argue.
success.
I already rolled, so
Gotta remember to do that.
I know. That's 2 successes.
2 successes. That's enough to remember some bits and pieces. Dreams are powerful things. They were created to be powerful things by you. They were created as a way to help humanity plot a course by brief glimpses into the future and ways to see a better route. But you also know that dreams after the fall were corrupted and can be used to subtly and not so subtly influence people, change them, Or as you can only recall from your own human side, dreams can break somebody down to the point that they're easily taken by selective nightmares, or the right nightmares can break their soul to the point to make it much easier to take them over.
Does she have any insight to who like a walker of nightmares or dreams?
No, you don't remember any in particular, but that was a tactic used quite a bit during the War of Atrocities against the humans protected by the heavenly host, as opposed to the ones protected by the fallen.
Technique we've seen before. I hate what's been done. My creation. Used for war.
Mm-hmm.
Breaks them down.
Do you think if it weakened the soul of that young gentleman, what if he gets possessed while he's in the hospital?
That could be a
Likely.
big problem.
How I obtained my host.
But
Exactly.
I will tell you that the one under his bed was scratched in ways to basically obscure it. So it wasn't fully legible. The one under the parents' bed was not. I think our boy, the butcher, may not have released our people.
Did we happen to get a celestial name off of him?
No, you got his true name.
True name.
Yeah, but would we be able to do the like?
Oh
ring
yeah.
Demon
Oh
phone
yeah.
the
It's
same
real easy
way?
with a true name. Yeah.
But I did destroy it because there's this knife that seems to have a will of its own, and it is not kind.
Is the knife itself possessed?
I think it is corrupted. It tried to corrupt me.
Is it like the same corruption? Sorry, Clark.
Was it Storyteller?
I said it was the same.
Okay, I
same.
appreciate you reminding me. Yes, it was. The exact same.
Bring it to me. I have a familiarity with Blade.
Is this the same corruption that happened after the fall of man? That type of corruption where everything was tainted. Is it that?
The only part of corruption you felt was that brief at the library, but you weren't there to feel any of the Blade's corruption yet. You'll have to wait until you're with the Blades physically in the proximity.
Oh, I was like asking them if they knew, because like they would also have seen that corruption in their own ways, I'd imagine.
None of you that have felt this Blades or this corruption have felt it any time before. It is.
Since it tried to possess me, can I roll another legacy roll?
Sure. Go ahead.
Or is it an awareness roll? What is it to ascertain
It's going to
what
be.
it is?
It's going to be legacy.
Okay.
Pick a stat. I don't know which stat you think might pertain better for it, but it's definitely legacy because you're trying to recall events from when you were full demon and not partially in a body.
Yeah, that'll be intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say strength legacy might be a little bit off in this case.
Yeah, I don't think you could.
It would be
tough.
mental because it's trying to rifle through the memories.
Yeah. Ancient memories, which is the worst part.
All right.
A lot of weapons were created during the War of Atrocities. A lot of weapons were created by the malefactors to do some pretty shitty things, at least from the perspective of those who owned them.
That is 6 successes.
6 successes. Now, during the war, there was more than one item created that was made to slowly subvert the will of the ones who used it, to put them under the control of either the one who created the knife or who had a matching item to go with it. They were often used to turn the heavenly hosts' humans against them. Or to cause the heavenly hosts' humans to slay other friendly humans, to cause chaos and discord during the war. It was a war of atrocities, and
She relays that to the group. I'll bring it to you.
I wonder what the chances are this would be one of mine.
It sounds like there may be multiple entities here. These are all tactics used to subvert someone's
Will and their
will
soul.
against someone that they've previously been bound to
Mm-hmm.
or previously served.
It is feeling like we're not the only group at this point.
Definitely. Where would they even have gotten their hands on this dagger?
This corruption doesn't make any sense. We need to learn more about this.
Do you all have contacts like us outside of our initial group that might be able to offer extra information?
I
Yeah.
have someone that I could talk to. What time of day is it right now?
This was after Kathleen was done, so it's getting into the evening. We'll put it at like 6:30. The parties normally don't kick off till 9, so you have time. But I'm assuming while we're having this conversation, you're driving towards the college because you said you were having that way. Because the beauty of demonic cell phone conversations through the...
It's all done mentally.
It's all done... Well,
Oh, we're just
speaking, but
distracted driving. It's fine.
it's not nearly as distracted as the cell phone.
Yeah. And folks, we don't even need cell towers. We got perfect connection every time.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just thinking mine is more of a research kind of based contact, so I don't know if I could get any immediate answers out of them.
It doesn't
Yours
necessarily have to be immediate.
has the bookstore. The bookstore's opened late. You can always go. They live at the bookstore, and you know their celestial name anyway, so you could always get them to let you in to talk.
True. I could head there instead of the campus.
It's a question of whether you wish to head there now or wait until you get the group together so you get more information. Once, because those daggers, you may get some info out of Clark when he sees the dagger.
That's true. I'd rather just meet up with everybody first.
Yep.
and
So we'll
then-
head to the college.
All right,
To meet with everyone
see you
there.
here.
And as the rest of you have been hanging out at the college, as it got later, and it's calmed down a bit, but there's still an awful lot of people. The oddest thing that strikes you is you've swept the whole college while you've been there. Not one vigil. Not one notice about these deaths. You hear murmurs every once in a while, catch pieces of, people saying something happened, but then other people going, that's not true. That we'd have heard about it by now. It'd have been on the news.
Arazeth, did your contact with the morgue, has anything been released about those bodies?
Yannick.
What's up, Virginia?
Has anything been released about the bodies, Barbie, the college kids?
All right, hang on a second. And you hear him typing on the keyboard? Typing. There's a note here from the police department that we're not releasing details. Ongoing investigation.
Who signed that?
Hang on. Looks like the superintendent of the police for Chicago, City Police.
Thank you, Yannick. Have a good evening.
You too. I'm about to end my shift, so if you
I'm
need anything
good.
else, I
I'm
won't be
good.
back till tomorrow.
I'm good.
Okay.
And she closes the connection. Yeah, the superintendent of the Chicago police ordered that nothing be released pending an ongoing investigation.
Not even mentioning that there were murders. That's really unusual.
It's very suspicious.
Especially with something that big and gory. I mean, I can understand at first why they'd want to keep it under wraps.
The
But
superintendent's either a vessel or a thrall.
Maybe it's a position of power. We know that many of our, love power.
Can you remind me what Yannick's position is? Is he a medical examiner?
He's the ME's assistant.
Hearing that the chief of police is potentially a thrall, Alice is going to reach out to her own Charles Strickland,
Okay.
police officer.
The police officer. You call out his name and reach out with your powers.
Charles, I hate to have you get involved in things.
Everything okay on your end, Alice? You're not in trouble again, are you?
Never.
Okay, because I don't mind wiping out your tickets, but parking your motorcycle just wherever you want. The last ticket you had it on the sidewalk. Come on.
Sometimes the moment just strikes. You need to park where you need to get where you're going, and you need to just do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, I get it. I took care of it for you, but what's up? What you got?
Keep an eye out on the chief of police.
What, that corrupt bastard?
Yes.
Oh, he's corrupt as fuck. What do you need to know about him? I can tell you, he's on the take.
What do you know about him?
He's on the take. Everyone knows that.
Whose take?
Well, that's the part we don't know, but he's definitely on the take because he gives some odd. He gives us odd orders sometimes that don't make sense. I'll be honest with you. Half of the people here is on the take, so.
He appears to be on the take in a similar way that you are with one of my kind.
That don't sound good.
Exactly.
That would be a problem, wouldn't it?
It would, which is why I'm reaching out.
I'll dig
Near
around.
the ground. Don't get caught.
I'll try not to.
Don't do anything dangerous.
I'm a cop in Chicago.
Don't
You're going to tell me don't do anything dangerous. I can't even
Charles.
get up. Look, I know what I'm doing. I'm good at what I do. I'll look into it and see what I can find. I'll let you know if I find anything.
I'll reach back out in a few days.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, speaking to the rest of the group now, it's been very obvious that the chief of police has had some odd instructions, apparently, for his staff. But no one could quite figure out who those instructions were for what purpose. But I have someone keeping an eye out.
All right, good. Whew. This conspiracy's getting weird. I guess we shouldn't be shocked, though, if we're dealing with some of the seedier types from the war.
I don't know. It all feels pretty standard so far.
Fair.
Granted, my body's mentality is that of everything is a conspiracy.
Okay, we're
Right.
here. Where are you all?
We're over maybe a few hundred yards from Beta House, standing over in one of the parking lots.
And while you've been standing there, you've seen 6 different kegs get brought into the building. The betas are planning a big party.
Oh, yeah.
The jocks are ready to get drunk.
Oh, yeah.
All right. She basically pulls into that parking lot and she rolls down the passenger window and says, Clark, have a seat in here.
Go and very unceremoniously just get in the car, shut the door, sit there.
Does anyone else get in, or are you just going to have just Clark get in?
I figure that Michelle and Kathleen have gotten out. Or if Kathleen followed, she parked her own car.
Yeah, Kathleen had her own car, so you could technically fit everybody but Kathleen. You can fit 5 in a sedan.
If you want to get in, you can.
6 if you don't mind somebody really packing close.
Sure.
Michelle is just
Climbing.
on the outside of the car, just leaning against the
It's-
car, just
It's
Are we
known as
not
sardine
unstressed.
sitting.
Going to the party?
It's
I'm
not
curious
time
about
yet.
this dagger. Yeah, we got an hour or two.
She takes out the dagger from her bag, and you see it's actually sheathed in 2 biohazard bags. Telling you, be careful with that one. When I held it, it felt strange to me, and when I tried to use it, it tried to use me.
Noted. Please knock me out if I start doing that.
Not a problem.
Are you going to use Intelligence Legacy there, Clark?
I absolutely am.
Okay.
And as I take it, this is the most delicately Clark has handled most anything you guys have seen in a while. Like, he's holding this dagger the way someone would, like, delicately hold a baby.
Okay.
Intelligence legacy, you said?
Mm-hmm. Your difficulty is 6. Remember, since this has come up before, you can always spend a willpower before you roll for 1 free success.
Is there any way I could argue into wits legacy?
Go ahead. I will let you use wits with legacy.
And would the intuition specialization help at all?
Why not? I am generous as a storyteller. As I prepare to fuck you.
Shit, I'll take it. Buying me dinner first.
At least cab fare. One of the two.
All right, cool. On 7 dice, that's 8 successes.
You made that dagger.
I got incredibly lucky.
You made it. Something's been done to it.
One of mine.
Something's been done to it. Something you don't understand. Something is twisted. Some of the parts you put on it. It should not have been able to affect your kind or have any chance to affect your kind. It was made solely to affect mortals. The last you saw of it, you had stashed it in a pocket dimension, along with some demon or some Cain-slaying daggers. Slay Cain and his descendants.
I put them in the same spot as the Cain daggers? Ooh,
yep.
That's not good.
They were locked in a pocket dimension with some daggers designed by you to destroy Cain and his descendants. It should have still been locked in that timeless place.
For those who can read expressions, Clark's face goes through a lot of them. It starts with recognition, to excitement, to oh, what's wrong, to oh, that's really wrong, to concern.
And now that you felt...
And at the same time, you see a tear trickle out of his eye as he's looking at the deck.
Now that you felt what was done to it, it was a malefactor for sure. Only a malefactor could have affected your artifact like this. But it is a twisted version of your powers of creation, something you've never seen done. It shouldn't have been possible to corrupt it.
Someone's tampering with my work.
Oh, how? I thought, well, how?
I hold the dagger up, still in the double bagged. I did construct this. This is one of mine. There is something that was not there when I made it. And I'll turn and look Erzeth in the eyes. You said it tried to overtake you?
Oh, yes. It tried to basically almost like fuse that essence into me. That corruption.
And you said it felt as if it had a will of its own?
As soon as I went to use it. I'm not going to say it's necessarily sentience, but it was like as soon as it was actively used to damage something.
And Clark, you did not... That is one aspect you did not do. You did not put a soul to it.
That was not the intent of this object.
I didn't even attack a person. I attacked symbols on a floor.
Oh, so the very act of wielding it started doing that to you.
Yes. And I did it to protect that freaking family.
And it didn't like that.
I was never known for making merciful items, but I never would have expected something to want for destruction in that way. Most of the time when items have will, they are considered artifacts, and more often than not, have some form of soul placed inside. I place no soul in this weapon.
And yet?
And yet, there might be something here. And then I will turn and look at Druliriel, although I'm not really the one to ask about souls.
I only have a little bit of information available to me.
Another problem. This is more than likely not the only one of mine we will find. I stashed these by throwing them off of one of my paths. Believe me when I say it is very hard to recover something if you do not know where or do not know how to get onto a path.
So it had to be a malefactor then,
Someone tracked you,
maybe.
traced your path.
Teaches me I need to hide them better.
So can
May
you
I keep this?
cast...
Sure.
I know someone who would potentially be able to help me fix it,
Okay.
but she's unavailable this evening. And Clark will just, stick it in his coat. Keep it safe, even though knowing that it's doing things it's not fucking supposed to.
The books are in my bag as well. If y'all want to take a look at them.
Sure.
And there's robes in there. One of them is in a biohazard bag because it has blood on it.
Carsador, that dagger, can you feel its wrongness, the corruption that they spoke of, just by touching it?
Can I storyteller?
Oh, yes. You've never felt that kind of wrongness. It is...
Wronger
it matches the
than where we
descriptions.
were all locked up?
Yes.
Ugh.
It's definitely powers of creation were used, but not in any form or not in any pure form that any fallen you've ever seen would use.
Does it feel like there's a chance that someone used what I normally would have done back in the day, but maybe a quote-unquote high torment equivalent? Is this like high torment, or is this something worse than just torment?
It's something worse. There's something, an inherent wrongness, an inherent malevolence to it that the powers of creation were, by default, neither good or evil. This one, even the high torment version, is not really evil. It's just extreme. This is evil.
Carsador, what if I try to cleanse it?
Can you cleanse objects?
I mean, would it hurt to try?
I take it back out and hand it back to her.
Are you going to attempt your power cleanse? Very unique use of it.
Specifically, I will let her do it, but I'm not going to let go.
No, you hold on to it. Yeah.
I will always let you roll.
Okay. It may not do anything, but...
It may not, but
And
you
is
can
there any
always
way I
roll.
could assist her to maybe potentially lower said difficulty in some
You
way?
are a
since
malefactor
I
who
intimately
forged
know
it.
this shit.
You are a malefactor.
He knows
who
it
forged
intimately.
You can give her one extra die. She can have an extra die
Nice, thank
on
you.
her roll of stamina plus medicine
Stamina plus medicine.
as you invoke cleanse on an object.
Does tireless apply?
No, not for this one.
Damn it.
Maybe if you were doing it while you were jogging or something.
Or if you were going to take days to do it to really work it. There are more than one ritual that could take stamina with tireless to enact.
All this is teaching me is I need to start putting my works in a centrifuge to clean
What
up
is my
I've done.
difficulty?
I'm going with difficulty 6 just to see.
Okay. I have 4.
4. You push to cleanse it. Now, you've never tried cleansing something that is
Objects. Yeah.
not
But
plant,
if it has
animal.
a soul, it might
But-
respond to something.
You can feel the soul in it. It is a human soul. But it is very black and damaged soul in a lot of ways. It is a soul that has committed horrible things. And as you push to try to cleanse it, it fights back. And you can feel it pushing against you. And you realize you can't cleanse it because it actually wanted to be here. It wanted to be in the dagger. It gave up its soul willingly to the object. You can tell that by the way the soul refuses cleansing.
She removes her hand slowly. Human soul went into the weapon willingly.
What?
Humans caused the initial corruption. This is human causing the corruption of the blades.
I'd like to use lamp of faith to see what kind of power this thing is giving
very
off.
interesting. I like that one. Very interesting. You're going to roll perception alertness.
Okay, let's do it.
I like that one.
Lamp of faith, and her pupils just disappear as she doesn't want to let any of that light in. No,
Basically.
no.
It is rolling to resist your
Oh,
lamp of
shoot.
faith.
It doesn't want to reveal itself.
I'm going to use a willpower then.
Okay.
Fuck this thing.
Your difficulty is 6.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. With the willpower, that's 5.
Okay. It had 2. So you feel as you're pulling to see the faith around you. For a second there was no faith before the pure strength of your will forces to push past what appeared to have no faith. This object does have faith. This object has quite a bit of faith in it for some reason. But the faith is corrupted. It is twisted. It is sick. But it is faith. Now you understand that wrongness that the others have felt.
Oh. What is that? There is faith, but it's wrong. It's sick.
That's what
Well-
I've been saying. There's wrongness.
We're all confirming something.
And Alice, you said you felt or sensed something near the library?
Yes. I didn't get that feel of wrongness, but it was very faint for me in general, so I might not have.
Well, we have some time. Let's go back and check that out.
It's like the end. It's like a black hole. This doesn't make any sense.
It is interesting to feel omnidirectional hate.
So does everyone go to the library to check? You've got time before the party.
I think I'm gonna
Please
actually, if Virginia will let me, I'm just gonna sit in her car and stare at my
That's perfectly fine.
You're
If anybody
someone
wants to
fuck
stay
my
and look
shit.
at the books or look at the other stuff collected, they can. Virginia's going to go to the library and check it out.
Can I use, is there any chance I can use Sense Congruence to see where I should go this exact moment?
Of course you can. You always can.
So many powers.
There's so many patterns in this with what's been going on. Perception plus intuition.
Look, worst comes to worst, we're baiting out the people that we're
Yes,
looking for
we
anyways.
are.
Vivienne doesn't even want to be in the same car as this thing.
Come on,
It's
Vivian. Let's go to the
genuinely
library.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's 3 successes with 2 10s.
3 successes with 2 10s. An idea of something important that will happen. Something related to going on, looking at the pattern. There's something important relating to this wrongness, this problem that occurs at the alpha or at the beta's house, the alpha betas.
Y'all go ahead. I'm going to stay here.
Okay.
Arcidor,
We'll be
you
back shortly.
Careful with that.
It won't do anything to me.
And you head over to the library. When you get to the library, perception, awareness, not alertness, awareness. Since I know exactly what you're doing, you're trying to find supernatural shit. That is perception awareness, everybody.
I wait for the day that you Freudian slip and say perception alertness.
No, that's death athletics, though, will always happen.
True.
I will
Look.
spend a willpower for a success.
Can I still have my lamp of faith on?
It lasts for a scene, so it's still on.
Okay, cool.
You've picked up a number of people with faith all over the place. I mean, most people only have one. You don't see many with any more than
The
that.
I got
flickering
4.
faith of humans,
4,
yeah.
that's not bad. Anyone else rolling perception
I'll roll.
awareness?
Since I'm with her, yeah. Nah, just 1 success.
4. Magic is, or the powers of creation have been used here. It's very weak because it wasn't very powerful, but it's been used multiple times. But it's been used under the library. That feeling that Alice got actually was coming from one of the vents next to the building that vents out subway or under some sort of tunnels under there.
She immediately gets on the horn with everyone through the link. There's tunnels under the library. It's where it's coming from.
Could be steam tunnels even. It's next to the college.
Might go to the college.
That's bad. We need to, I guess, get in there, right? Like, but we need some people to go down there at least.
I'm all right to go down there.
Virginia's going to reach down to see if that grate comes up.
Nope, it's tiny. It's just
it's
small
tiny.
enough. Yeah, it's a smaller one. But you're sure there's got to be a way to get down there. If anyone knows a way to pull any kind of city plans or has any contacts that could do city plans, you could get one. Probably not till everything opened, but you could find the plans. With as often as the magic must have been done or the lore was invoked, it's been going on long enough that you know it's not like it's going to stop today. It may happen again and again.
Yeah, it's been used a lot.
It's very weak power.
But it's weak. It's weak. It's not strong power. It's just
only
used
just
over
barely
and
picking it
over.
up. I'm only just barely picking it up. It's
Yeah. Has anybody got a contact that can pull up blueprints?
As soon as I can get to a phone, I can.
Charles, officer, working now, it seems. I have access to something. I'm sure he could pull it.
I got somebody who can break into somewhere.
Excellent. We might need some assistance. Let's plan on checking this out tomorrow. Once we get the information. But we have a party to check out, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
who else going to the party?
Not anymore.
Mars, Alice, Vivian. So what is Virginia and Kathleen and Clark going to do at the time?
I am going to sit in the car with Clark since he's not leaving that knife.
Kathleen will go to the party just because she may be on the older side, but she's going to show those kids. No,
I mean, you could go.
Honestly, you'll probably be able to get the most straightforward answers out of those kids.
And
Exactly.
Virginia's going to be keeping watch to see if anyone suspicious starts walking in the place.
Okay. You can see the front door, so you know what's going on. There's lots of ins and outs.
She's looking for an ill-fitting suit.
Rather than do a whole bunch of little scenes with people talking, let's just go straight manipulation and empathy, manipulation, expression into manipulation, intuition. Pick some sort of role that you think applies with a difficulty 6. Roll it and let me know. That way we're going to generalize the info you're picking up as this party, because you're going to circulate with the betas, which means there's a lot of drunk people that'll run their mouth. For those outside, you can always go perception alertness, perception awareness, check from outside, of course.
Danger?
I mean, you're worried about danger, go ahead. 5.
I'll use manipulation empathy with my smooth talking.
I'm going to use a
gonna
willpower
say-
on this one.
Yeah, me too.
Good plan.
Well, as well then. Fuck it.
Can I
learned my
roll?
lesson, Mama.
Sorry, can I roll manipulation and empathy?
Sure. Go ahead.
And so because I have what is this called? A second. It's called approachable. It reduces all empathy rolls by 1.
Okay.
Difficulty by 1.
So that makes your difficulty 5.
Yep, that's why I was asking. So
I've got a lot I can do here.
Is the automatic success in addition to the successes that you do
Yes,
roll?
it is.
Okay, then I have 4.
Okay.
I have currently, I have angelic aura, angelic gaze, sexy, way with words, and smooth, which would reduce the difficulty down to like 2.
Yeah, you also have lustful.
I do, yes. So
Okay,
I would
that's-
definitely lose a couple on there.
No, I'm rolling for your lustful.
At
Yeah,
a
probably a
college
good idea.
party?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too lower
Yeah.
to resist being seduced.
I
Yep.
have that too.
I know.
So I might be seduced, but I'm rolling pretty high here. So I'm going to roll that difficulty 2, I think.
Yep. You might get some good at pillow talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, sleeping with someone may not actually be the worst play here.
May not
Okay. So that's a lot of successes, and including only 110, shockingly,
be. And how many did you get, Alice? I'll double check.
which turned into another 10.
I have 4.
Okay, and then Kathleen, let me get yours again. 5. Good. Okay.
Okay. 11 successes.
Okay.
Man, and I thought my
You're going
eight
to get
was
some good
impressive.
info, but unfortunately, you're getting it from the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because after you get here, it is not long before you are picked up. Oddly enough, it's not by one of the beta jocks. It's the guy that was passing the ecstasy around.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Well,
Drug
yeah.
dealer, you managed to talk him into bed pretty damn quick with the X.
Oh,
And we'll come back to you in a minute because you're in bed right now and showing him a really good time.
That's what I'm here for.
How many did you get, Mars? 2? Oh, 3. Okay, well, Mars, I didn't get enough successes to guarantee you're getting seduced, but if you wish, there's definitely a woman here who's interested in Mars, that if you wish, you can. It's up to you. I will let you decide.
I think she's gonna try and politely decline.
The woman is really upset, actually. Teenager, college girl, maybe 19, very young. But she does give you her number.
I don't say that I'm not gonna call her, but I take the number because 19's a little too young for me.
Okay. For yours, Michelle, you definitely, the rumors are not about the murders, oddly enough, that you pick up. You pick up from just circulating and talking to people. The disappearances seems to be a bigger topic right now because, well, a number of the betas seem to be upset that Tri Kappa have had a couple people disappear. And, well, they normally have a bunch of the Tri Kappas here because they like to party with the tries. Kathleen, you're approachable. So a number of people come up to you and are talking to you, and you're getting recruited for a number of the clubs for some reason, though you are a little bit older than the students, but you're approachable. So you seem to get that vibe.
Maybe they think I'm a TA or something, and I'll get them the good grades.
But the odd part about it is one of the guys who approaches you doesn't look like a jock at all. He's actually glasses. This is 90s, 99. He probably could have been an extra in Revenge of the Nerds. You don't know why he's here at the party until he admits to you that he's actually the one that helps the betas get their pass their tests.
Oh, no, you met the homework monkey.
He makes sure that their grades pass through. But he actually invites you to the mythology club.
Well, that's very, very nice of him. You know what? I appreciate the invitation. I will have to check it out. When do they meet again?
They're meeting tomorrow. It's at 3 p.m. The subject of tomorrow, I'm trying to remember the exact thing. I'm kind of new to the club. The subject of tomorrow is about how the various creation myths overlap, but the constant in it is always biblical and godlike beings who fall.
Oh, yeah, that's it's very, very interesting subject for sure. I'm sure they get a lot of the details incorrect. Yeah, no. Where on campus is the club meet? I'll try my best to make sure I can make it. So.
Oh, one of the, it's at the library, one of the empty rooms. It gets booked for the we don't have a nice,
Okay.
Frat house like this.
Well, for a club, you wouldn't have a frat house, but
I don't know. The lacrosse team or club seems to meet here every week.
well, I'm sure they're working out something. So.
Yeah. I'm sure they are. I mean, all I know is I get to come to these parties, and once in a while I even get lucky. Yeah, I have a feeling it's all pity fucks, but hey, you'll take a pity fuck when it's better than no fucks.
Have some self-respect. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience.
I mean, look, I know what I am. I'm just glad I landed this sweet gig, okay?
Yes, and someone who actually gives a shit about you or cares about you is going to look past, quote unquote, how you look. So keep that in mind.
Well,
have some self-respect.
Until I find her. There's a cheerleader over there that's I've heard is failing calculus.
You know what? Go spread your wild oats or whatever. Do whatever makes you happy right here in this moment. Just make sure that you keep doing your best you can. So.
And you weren't sure if he was drunk, but you're pretty sure he is drunk now when he says, "Yeah, I've got a logarithmic function I want to show her."
That's not as sexy as you think it is.
It's not?
No, don't say that.
No wonder that last girl laughed and walked off. Damn it.
Yeah. Tell you what, while I'm here, if you really need help, come back. I'll talk to him for you. Because obviously you cannot say any of that stuff into a woman.
Let me see if I strike out. And he wanders back over. Alice. You feel that wrongness as you're circulating the place. You didn't know what it was before, but you feel it now. Somebody here is giving off waves of it.
Can I tell where it's coming from?
No, it's hard to, there's so many people, it's hard to pin down. Until a voice speaks. You're planning to come to this college? And when you turn, there's a man, he's in a raggedy suit.
Who's asking?
I am.
And you are...
Names don't matter. Couldn't miss you. It'd be hard to miss you and your friends. We noticed what you've been doing, well, since yesterday, really.
We... Who?
My master. And when he says that, you realize something about his eyes seems off. There is a malevolent intelligence behind his eyes that is not his, that seems to be lurking inside him. Don't worry about who he is. Don't worry about what he is. You're messing with things that he finds important.
As making sure people don't get harmed seems kind of important to me.
What does that matter?
I think most people would agree.
They turned their back on you. They locked you away. All of you and your friends thrown aside. Wouldn't you like to be on the winning side for once?
And what's that?
Sign up with us. You can be
How
on the
have you
winning
won
side.
Any more than we have.
Hmm.
We're all in the same place.
Well, no, you are in the same place. Not my master. My master's been here way too long. For generations, we served him. For generations, we will be loyal to get our rewards. What matters? They die anyway. They all die. They always die. Want an example?
Why would I want an example?
Just to show you. And you see him lean over and whisper to a guy next to him. Then he looks back at you. In 2 minutes, he's going to take that beer bottle, cut his own throat with it. Watch.
Why? What benefit?
Because I asked, and I wish it, and my master gives me the power to do it. Just to show you where the winning side is.
Can Alice try and grab the beer bottle?
You can try. You can roll dexterity, athletics.
Did I see this guy walk in?
No, you didn't from outside, but Alice at any point can tell you.
Yeah.
She can do it while she's doing other things.
Can I say something without like being obvious to this guy?
Yeah, well, if you're going to go stop the guy with the beer bottle, you can mutter it under your breath as you're turning to deal
I'm
with
gonna
him.
do that. I'm gonna do that. I'll be like, there's a guy here. Real bad news.
And
Works for an Earthbound.
Well, you don't know what an Earthbound is. You just know they work for somebody. You have never
so,
seen
like,
an Earthbound.
We haven't even heard the rumors
No.
of like those who. Oh, I thought we heard rumors.
No,
at the very
there's
least.
nothing. You have learned nothing about them.
well, I'm going to go crash a party. How about you?
Now,
I'm gonna use a willpower on this. Actually,
go ahead.
I will
I have 2
stick
dice.
the dagger in my coat and close it up.
2 successes.
2, okay.
So
And then I'll follow Virginia.
Alice has relayed this information to us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I assume she relayed it to everybody.
How close to me is the guy with the beer bottle
He's in the other room.
in the other room?
Now, Synthrazio, you are upstairs. You got... Come back to you in a second, Virginia. You get the message. You're in the throes of sating your lust at the moment.
Yeah.
But you got the message.
Shit.
I will let you roll a willpower check against difficulty 8
Okay.
to stop your lustful throes of passion up there to run down.
All right.
Virginia,
that's
while
just-
she's rolling that, what are you doing? It's just straight willpower.
I am actually going to go into Virginia's trunk because one of her appointments today was actually grabbing up medications from a patient that expired. And what she has is vials of morphine that she needed to take back. She's going to fill up a syringe with morphine.
Okay.
I rolled a botch.
Okay, well, Synthrazio, you are too busy. You are no part of this scene. The guy that you took up to the room, the drug dealer with the X, he's giving you some of that X, and he actually knows what he can do with his tongue, and he uses it very correctly. So you are not coming out of that room.
I'll be down in a sec.
Yep. So you had 2. Is that including your roll?
Yeah, that's including the.
You
willpower.
grab at the beer bottle right after he breaks it, but it's not enough.
Oh.
He actually stabs it right into the side of his neck. Right about the time Virginia comes in. Kathleen, you were in the other room and come in just in time to see it. The guy with the suit is still standing there. He hasn't moved. Everybody starts screaming. And he's standing there.
Are people leaving?
Yeah, people are bolting every which way as he stands there.
Good. And she just smiles as she walks up.
Good, I've got the rest of you. Well, you're missing one. You've made quite a stir.
In the chaos, can I run up and punch him?
Go ahead. That's going to be Dex Brawl, right? Yeah.
Death brawl.
Death plus Brawl, sure.
All right, cool. My dex is 3, so I roll 3.
Yep.
What difficulty would this be at?
6. Combat's a
All right,
6.
cool. 2 successes.
So as these people are running, and Virginia comes in with a needle, Mars, I don't think is bolting, Kathleen isn't. Everyone's in the room except Synthrazi goes upstairs. In the mass panic, Clark comes up and punches dude right in the lip. Splits his lip open, he starts bleeding.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm gonna walk towards the guy with the gash in his neck and gonna grab, basically, get me paper towels, get me something.
Kathleen runs off to find some towels and stuff. So
Okay.
And she's trying to save this guy.
The guy wipes his lip.
And I'm still cold-faced at this point, but I was angry for the second I punched him.
And he licks
And now
it.
I'm just staring at him.
He licks it. Why are you trying to save him? I wish him dead.
Oh, well, if it's your wishes, I definitely
I
wish
really
to solve
don't
it
care
now.
what you wish.
Give me some sort of medical roll.
Okay, that is going to be.
What do you want? Intelligence, wits? I mean, you could argue either one, technically.
Yeah, I'm gonna go intelligence and we're going to go anatomy because I understand the human body.
He got himself good in the neck, but we'll see how many
Be
successes.
science with specialty anatomy.
Okay, but you have a target number, of course, 6. I like to use 6 most of the time. I like to use the margin more than the difficulty where I can. The maracas of death have been unleashed, everybody.
That is 6 successes with exploding
Okay.
10s
So you start bandaging it up.
to put pressure on the
put
wound so
pressure.
it won't bleed out.
It looks like you got lucky. He didn't hit his artery
Good.
as close. He might have nicked it slightly, but not enough to sever it.
And she is literally putting pressure on it because she knows she's going to have to hold it for at least 5 minutes.
He's going to die anyway. Why save him?
I'm going to step so he can't look at the two of them and be right in front of his vision.
I'm going
You
to
and I are
repeat.
speaking now.
I'm going to repeat. Sign up with the winning side. Join us. Don't oppose us.
Why do you
Please.
want us? If you're winning, why do you need more people if you've already won?
Because loyal servants are important. More servants accelerates things.
Sounds like you haven't won then.
We
Necessarily
will.
Winning.
We will. Join us. Last
Was it
chance.
you? Oh, go ahead,
Sorry.
Michelle.
I look right at him and I say, I'm never going to be a servant again.
The guy's face twists in anger, and then it shifts subtly to fear. And then that malevolence you saw behind his eyes is not behind his eyes anymore. It is his eyes. His mouth twists. Y'all are foolish. I gave you a chance. Now you get nothing. And the guy's skin starts to smolder.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Does it still look like it's paying attention to us despite
yeah.
the fact that he's combusting?
Yeah, it's grinning as its skin starts to smolder and split as it burns.
Cool.
So
I'll even.
apocalyptic form?
No. What?
No, like
Ooh, that's actually a good point. Is he dying or apocalypting?
He's not apocalyptic. Apocalyptic, you just shift form. This one, his skin is burning. The cracking is coming as his skin, 3rd-degree burns take up and keep burning.
What do I have to roll to go apocalyptic form?
You get to roll. Let me pull up my systems guide because that's what we have that one for.
Sorry.
It's our faith, isn't it?
It is going to be your faith pool against a difficulty 6, or you can just spend 1 faith to automatically assume apocalyptic form.
I'm going to spend 1 faith.
Okay?
I'm going to take on the aspects of enhanced empathy and enhanced social traits,
Okay?
because then I want to actually roll against him real fast before he dies.
Okay.
I would like to roll. Let me check my powers real fast.
While you're doing that,
Sorry.
anyone else got Virginia, you're busy saving this guy's life.
Yep.
there any chance that I could use light to stun him to like kind of try and stop what he's doing?
You can try. I always will
Instant
let you try.
flashbang.
So which form you're going to try to do?
I'm just gonna
Kath-
try and use light.
You're using light, Kathleen. You do yours. We'll go around and get everybody's. I'm sorry, Vivian, you are just busy. So you get to roll stamina plus science.
And I'm determined.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'll let you use that. I'll give you that.
Do I use a willpower for this?
For your no, you have to burn a faith instead of a willpower for automatic successes with lower light. But you can, if you wish, use one faith. You'll get it back come morning anyway.
I have 3 successes.
Okay. That you flash the lights, and it doesn't even blink. It just looks as it's grinning, laughing at this point, and it's smoldering and laughing and smoldering and laughing. Kathleen, what are you doing?
Kathleen just turns towards the individual and just says, tell me, I want to know who you are or who you're working for quickly before you expire.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
I'm actually using a power for this.
Okay, which one?
It is the emphatic response. Basically, wait a second. I thought I said it worked on demons too. This medication be affected by only single. Total success equal to exceed the mortal's wit score. The mortal reacts to your character with complete trust, obeying any reasonable request. I don't know if this is a reasonable request though. So
let me see here. You can try.
Okay. I just don't know what their wit score is, but we'll find out. So, rolled like crap, of course.
Manipulation, empathy, target number 6.
Okay, it's -2 because of my apocalyptic form.
Okay.
So
it's 4.
That helps a little bit, but I only got 4 successes with 110.
And he looks at you as he's burning and dying. I failed my master. I deserve this punishment. Mars, what are you doing?
Currently, I am trying to watch 2 different things. I'm watching Virginia and watching this guy go on fire because
I got this. Help them.
Okay. I'm just gonna. I can't do anything in apocalyptic form anyway to help, so I'm gonna stay in.
Clark, you were standing in front of him as he's burning and laughing at this point maniacally, other than answering Kathleen.
And it seems like, is it him speaking again, or is it still the master doing that shit?
The answer of he's failed his master, he deserves this, didn't have that gravelly thing.
All right. Did you tamper with my work or your master? I say as he's combusting.
That was yours. Yes.
So it was you.
You're welcome.
I take out my gun and shoot him in the throat.
Okay. That is death, death. Dex, I did it again. That is going to be Dex.
Death firearms?
Dex firearms, please.
Jesus, that's going to be a recurring joke.
Yes, it is.
Fuck me. It's only funny because I do the exact same shit.
And from this fire, I'm not even going to make you all roll. That wrongness you felt, the fire that's consuming this guy is the wrongness. It is made from it. Pulled from it.
Diff 6 to shoot him?
Yep.
All right, cool. That's 3 successes then.
You shoot him. And it goes right through his throat. He's not moving. He's not even trying. You're at point blank range. And the laugh gets gargled and mangled as the body collapses. But it continues to smolder and burn. But it doesn't set fire to anything around it. This guy is burning from the inside out. You can see it.
I'm going to stand over the, now I'm assuming, corpse and just say, in the future, please do your best to not tamper with something someone put a lot of time, effort, and love into. And then I'll walk back to the car.
Wow.
I have
Virginia,
nothing else I can do
you've
here.
managed, you think if you can get an ambulance here quick enough, you can probably get him saved life. Virginia, the guy that
Okay, because I didn't hear who you
the
said.
guy that you bandaged, you're pretty sure.
Yeah, she's going to call her contact. That is the paramedic.
Okay. Gonna have him come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as the paramedics come, Synthrazio, I will give you the info you got from your night in the hay. Until the gunshot.
Did Kathleen's roll go off?
Yeah, she got hers.
Just said he failed his master. That's all he said.
And he
If
I
asked for
beat his-
death.
If
Which
I
is-
beat his wits score, he should have told me something. But yeah, it's fine.
He did tell you something. He wanted
Yeah,
this
he failed
death.
his master. That's fine. No, like I said, it's fine. Kathleen's just kind of milling about it anyway.
Normal people would not choose to die burned from the inside. There's something wrong with this human.
Mm-hmm.
Synthrazio,
We sniped a weird thrall.
Vivian, when the gun goes off, the sex does stop. And dude immediately, shit. He goes and you see him pop open the window, doesn't even get his clothes on. He just goes out the window. He's carrying had an awful lot of drugs.
Coming!
And I will give you, before next session, the info you got from that, because right here
Call me.
is where we're going to end. And he actually says, I'll look for you, baby. This is where we are going to end. Episode 3 of Season 1 of Demon the Fallen. Back to school, everybody. And before we go into the players getting to vote on who gets what XP, I want to say, join us on the Discord, please. This is where we cast this show. We cast all of our shows from the Discord. We talk about the shows here. We do weekly Zoom hangouts. Trust me, it's good to be part of our Discord. You get all the good stuff. But we're going to go around. Last week, we went in order of house. This week, we're going in reverse order of the house. Of course, everybody gets 1 XP for role-playing. Everybody gets 1 XP for being here. We're going to do the learned part. So, Mars, we start with you. What did you learn this episode?
No, that's a hard question.
If you really want, we can come back to you and I can go to the next one.
Please.
Okay, Kathleen, what did you learn?
I learned that Evie can cry on command, and that there is a massive fucking conspiracy at work here, and we are all absolutely boned. Everyone's like, oh no, you shouldn't go apocalyptic form for this, but I'm just like, we are absolutely fucked. At this point, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know what? That's a valid point. Alice?
That someone knows what we are and who we are, and they want to recruit us.
Mm-hmm. Clark?
That someone's fucking with my old shit, god damn it. It's like graffitiing the Mona Lisa, you fuckwad. Ugh.
You didn't even know it could be done, did you?
I know, and I thought I'd fucking hid that shit, god damn it.
Mm-hmm. Virginia, what did you learn?
That she's going to eventually have to make a decision whether or not she's going to try to save every human these assholes tries to kill, or if she's just going to start drinking these fucking demons.
Yeah. The real question is, was that a demon or not? We'll answer that
I
later.
think that's a thrall, but
Vivian, what did you learn other than you like your drug dealers trying to pick you up?
I was going to say that mortals are making extremely good use of my gift of lust. But she learned a lot about Barbie and how easily mortals trust and what this corruption feels like and looks like on the sort of faith level.
It's important stuff to learn. So I'm coming back to you now, Mars.
I think that I am beginning to see why death was a little bit more feared than I had anticipated.
That is actually a very deep statement. Very deep statement right there. I like that one. So everybody learned something. And I'm going to give you a bonus XP for that answer, Mars. So everyone gets 3. Mars, you get 4. Now we're going to go same order we just did. Who do you feel, Mars, gets your player's vote? Remember, you can vote for more than one if you really feel that more people deserved it.
I'm gonna go with I think Vivian and Virginia, actually. Vivian for the complete just like total sob story, but it was so believable and just brilliant. And then for Virginia, just the mom instincts with the room, just like, yep, that's probably where something is. That's probably where something is. That's like just like the
Okay, so we got Virginia and Vivian. That's the first one, okay? So let's go to Kathleen.
I was basically going to mimic that. Yeah. I mean, if Virginia hadn't been at the house, I know I rolled poorly. Mars rolled poorly. We probably would have found something eventually, but it would have taken us longer. It would have been more rolling, whatever. Of course, Vivian with the playing the bereaved girlfriend thing with the at the dorms was really great. So yeah.
Okay. So 2 votes Virginia, 2 votes Vivian. Alice?
So I will do probably Vivian and Clark. So I thought that you did really good, Maddox / Clark, with like the way that like handling that your baby was like corrupted, and just like that whole scene was really good, and just like the way that you role played afterwards, and how you were like continuously impacted with that. I thought was really good. And then Vivian, like the same reason everyone said with the fake crying, but I also want to say, because people in chat don't know this, that while she was in the throes of lust with her lover, she was adding like really funny comments in Zoom chat about it that cracked me up in addition to what was already said. So
Yeah, there was a number of those going on. The stuff the viewers never see. Clark, your votes.
I just got to say, dude was dealing more than drugs that evening.
Yeah, he might have taken a blue pill or two, too. It's okay.
I'm going to also split a vote for Alice and Vivian in this case. Alice, goddamn, if it had worked, that picture idea would have been monumental. And I vote for that specifically because I would never have come up with an idea like that. I don't use the tools given to me a lot. And then Vivian, Jesus, all this proves is the devils can wrap anyone around their finger in seconds. It's frightening.
Yeah, I mean, that's valid there. Virginia, your turn.
Okay, I'm going against everybody's grain, and I'm going to say everybody. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because Vivian got into the dead girl's room, got some really good information there. Also, Clark couldn't get into the dead girl's room, which was really good information there. Alice got really good information in that library, even if she couldn't get the names of who got the books. And that idea for taking out her camera to try to film it was brilliant. Kathleen got us access to the house. That was huge. Huge. Yeah. So.
And then Mars?
And Mars. Yo, seeing the guy in the suit? Huge. Huge.
And let's not forget, if it wasn't for the spirit, you wouldn't have found under the bed of the parents.
Yep, and the spirit. So yeah, everybody. We were all in this, investigating the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody contributed.
Yep. And finally, Vivian, your turn.
I'm going to split mine between one for Alice, because I really like that idea of trying to use her camera in the library and schmoozing up on this very helpful and nice librarian woman, and using the Blair Witch Project as a source of that, which is pretty damn cool. And then Clark, because he was very mad He was very mad that somebody had fucked with the thing he made.
I'm totally fine. Don't worry.
To the point where he essentially just fucking executed somebody who, in fairness, was already dying. But, like, still, like, just don't fucking touch my stuff.
I'm going to say I liked it from everybody tonight. It was amazing. You're all, finally, you're starting to get a feel for your characters. This is only the second time that we've been at the table together. And as storyteller, everyone gets the XP. So everyone gets 4, except for Morris, who got a 5th one because that was one of the deepest you learned something. Yes, Clark?
I'd also like to argue that Virginia, if she maybe wants to remove some more torment, you did just save someone's fucking life. Like,
I probably did it. I probably did it twice.
Yeah.
You know, since you point that out.
Because I ruined that fucking curse under their bed.
Yeah, I will have you roll. You get 2 dice under your conscience. You chose to save him rather than deal with the obvious threat. I will give you 2 die. Actually, sorry, roll a 3rd. Courage. You risked your own life to save him rather than deal with the real threat in the room.
That's all 3.
That you lose 1 temporary torment. You drop down by 1. So you went from 3 temporary to 2.
I get a willpower back for Bon Vivant for sating my,
oh, yes.
my desires.
Of course you can.
And can I do one for a caregiver?
I will give you 1 for that too. Now, of course, everybody, join us on the Discord. As I said, this is where we cast the show. This is where we talk about the show. We do a weekly Zoom hangout that is open to any member of the Discord. We also do non-stream games once in a while. I can't even say monthly. It's every couple months we do them. It's just, we like to do things together. It's a great community over there. Of course, if you want to catch our back episodes, like, I don't know, The Rest of Demon, the 1st and 2nd episode of Demon, it's on our YouTubes. You can also catch, I keep calling it YouTubes. On the YouTube, you can also catch our Windy City, our Vamp, our Werewolf, our Mage. We have a lot of World of Darkness content and even some non-World of Darkness content like Monster Hearts and Thirsty Sword Lesbians. All of that is over on our YouTube. So you can catch out some great episodes, even Bluebeard's Bride, which was awesome too. So you can catch all those. I'm trying to go down my list here. You want to catch some amazing content creators? Got our friends over in chat right now. You can see some of them right here, right now. You got Kathleen Stone, played by Ivy Raven. She's got her channel. You've got Alice over there, played by Mischievous Red. I keep wanting to call you Mischievous. Mischievous Red. She's got her own channel. Why not pop over, give them a follow, check them out, see what they're doing over on their channel. You might even get some behind the scenes feelings about how they feel about their character if you ask them. Because, you know, people love talking about their characters. If you want to get some merch, we got merch. There's McStabber Studios merch. We're going to come up with some demon ones. Maybe we just need a t-shirt that says I'm a lustful demon. Because we got one that got caught and one almost got caught with it and decided, it was close enough. I'm just going to ignore the young woman's advance. But, you know, could have happened. You know? We've also found out, by the way, that 2 people care what happened to their babies. One is Virginia. One is Clark. Don't mess with either one of them's babies, just so you know.
You know that we parents, we're kind of touchy about our kids.
Yep. If you want,
you're dealing with it as a parent. I'm dealing with it as an artist,
as a creator, right? It's like, this is your baby.
And of course, if you want to give something to the players, bits and donations, they always go to the players. They don't go to the studio. That is not how we operate. So if you want to show your appreciation, a number of people have given bits tonight, and I thank you for all those who gave bits and those who gave out gift subs and everything. I thank you very much for those. The players, thank you for bits and donations. If you want to support the studio, you can subscribe here on Twitch, or you can pop over to our KoFi, which lets you donate to the studio that way, or give thanks to the studio for all the hard work that goes into it. But everyone here deserves the hard work because a lot of effort goes into it. And now I've actually, for once, I covered all of my outro parts. I can turn it over to my wife so she can give you the schedule.
All right. So last week, we didn't have London Esoteric Society on the weekend. Are we having it this week? I don't think so.
Yes, we are. 25th. As far as I know, she's back on the 25th.
She's back on the 25th. So not this week, because this Saturday is the 18th.
Yeah.
She's not Tiss will not be back on the 18th. She's going to be back on the 25th of June at 3 p.m. Eastern. But on Sunday, we have Windy City After Dark, Season 7, Episode 2.
Get
Season's
you some vampire.
just kicking off. You want to tune in now before you get too far behind, trust me, because things are going down. Things are going down. That's at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And then we will be back here on Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern with our next session of Demon the Fallen, The Road to Hell.
Episode 4. They still haven't even reached the kidnapping yet.
No.
But I'm going to say on that comment, all the powers and lures they've been using in the past 24 hours got the attention.
Of
this
course it
creature's
did. I'm like,
math.
they're going to descend on us.
And while none of the characters know about the Earthbound yet, you can bet this is leading back to them for sure. So be ready for that to be coming up. And as always, when we end a stream here at McStabber Studios, please take your mental health seriously. Check in on family, check in on friends, check in on loved ones. Please make sure they're okay, because some people just need a friendly voice, somebody to reach out, show they care, to help another person off the ledge. And if you do suffer from mental health issues, like many of us do, and myself is included, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. Nobody says you have to be fine all the time, because guess what? We're human beings. We're not. And mental health is health, people. Please reach out to those around you if you're suffering from some issues with mental health, or you feel desperate or alone. Reach out to those around you. But if you can't, in chat, there's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And those people will talk to you, and to be that voice on the other end, and to be that person who will listen to what you have to say, because it's very important, everybody. We do take mental health seriously, and we want you all to be here. And though we play a dark game with dark people that do dark things, that does not mean we don't care about the mental well-being of everybody. So please take that seriously. And now I'm going to turn it over to my wife for her part.
Folks that are part of our Discord community know that Shanky and I really don't tolerate abusers in the community. Abusers in the community will pump you up, make you feel like you're fantastic as long as you are doing what they want you to do. And as soon as you don't, they will roll over you and knock you down. And then gaslight you to make you think it's your fault. And that's not okay. That's not okay. That is just as hurtful, sometimes more so, than actually getting hit. Because that destroys confidence. So, if you are involved with folks that treat you like that, please disassociate. Please, just disassociate. Build your barriers, enforce them judiciously, and just disassociate.
And I want to speak out on some of the drama that's been going on in the TTRPG community. The actions taken by Satine and Jameson are wrong.
Absolutely.
And no one should have to put up with that. No one should have to tolerate that. No one should be treated that way. And we here at McStabber Studios, even though we're not involved in it, we've never worked with either one of them. We want to make sure that our position on that kind of abuse is clear.
It's very clear.
We do not tolerate, support, or endorse anyone who does that or anyone who acts like that.
Mm-mm.
We do not want that as attached to our community.
Nope.
And that kind of toxic treatment of players. We want the hobby to grow, not to run people out.
Yep. So I just wanted to touch on that, because narcissistic abuse is trauma-inducing, and if you've been a victim of it, I personally have. It sucks. It sucks. It lasts forever with you. You are always second-guessing yourself after a narcissist abuse you. Always. And also, I want to speak to the fact that I am a registered nurse. Please, 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 get your COVID vaccines, get your booster shots. Please. They help you not die. I mean, really, it's the right thing to do, not only to help you not die, but to help others not die too. So please, take some personal responsibility. And I'm going to say vote blue because reproductive health is a human right. Also, children should not be murdered in schools because of easy access to high capacity magazines and weapons that really are only designed for one thing. Because an 18-year-old turned 18 and could buy it at the store. So, please vote blue in your primaries and in the coming election because midterms are important and we need to turn out. Said with love, and fuck Putin.
Yeah, don't forget fuck Putin.
Fuck Putin.
Fuck Putin.
And honestly, at this point, fuck all the Republicans. They all suck. So,
everyone's entitled to their beliefs, but when your beliefs are seriously impacting other people, it's a problem, and we're not happy with that.
And guess what? Trans people are human beings and should be given care that they need and love because everyone needs love.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You sure about that?
oh, I'm
joking.
absolutely
I'm
positive,
joking. I'm
Bite
joking.
Baby, because I love you.
we have two trans people on the cast. I'm completely joking.
We have a trans son.
We have a trans son, and they deserve love, support, care, acceptance.
Yep. And I do thank everyone for coming, and I thank my players who have signed up for this game and for this season. I do thank them a lot. And without the players, including my wife, who is the producer of this show as well, it wouldn't be possible. So I do thank you all for coming. And without the viewers, there'd be no point in streaming it. So I thank everyone for coming.
Thank you
Hope
all.
to see you on the Discord. Hope to see you in our other shows. Good night, everybody.